Hello everybody, welcome. I hope everybody is doing really well and that you're all having a really good day. We're here, we're live, we're ready to get started. We're going to be playing some Super Mario Sunshine today, and we are almost on time. I'm always happy when I'm almost on time. We're getting pretty close. There's no big news today. I had said on Sunday that, or on Monday. What day is it today? What day are we on? I'm so confused. Today's Wednesday. Okay, so I had said on Monday that potentially I would stream yesterday or today, but it wasn't going to be both. And so, yeah, I could stream today, but I couldn't stream yesterday. So we are live today. We're going to be playing some Super Mario Sunshine. There isn't much interesting stuff going on. my voice is a little bit it's weird sounding, but I think it's just because I had milk for breakfast, and I haven't had milk for breakfast in a while, so my voice is not happy with me. As far as everything else is concerned, nothing else is really going on. Just, you know, hanging out. We're gonna play some Mario Sunshine, like I said. I am live on Twitch, YouTube, and TikTok, but I am vertical on YouTube today. Wanted to give it another shot. A few people have been asking about it. I've tried. It hasn't really gone well, but here we are. We are live vertically again. So 2 vertical platforms, 1 horizontal platform. We'll see if that does anything. Yeah, there's not really much else to talk about. Life is kind of, you know, on coast mode right now, because yesterday I went to go, well, I had to turn my place upside down, so I gotta clean it because everything is out of my closet right now. Because I have to renew my passport, and I couldn't find my dang citizenship, and I couldn't find my old passport. And so, like, I needed to turn my whole house upside down to find it. Finally found it yesterday, thank goodness. So I got to get the passport stuff done, but I got to tidy up. My place is a disaster right now. It's embarrassing. But it's a disaster not because I didn't clean it. It's a disaster because I messed it up from looking. And then it turned out to not be in any place that I was looking. So that's the kind of brain I have. But yeah, that's pretty much it. So I'm not going to talk too much at the beginning. We're just going to get started, go right into Super Mario Sunshine, which I am casually playing through. I'm having fun doing it. I had been contemplating doing Resident Evil this morning, or this afternoon. No, it's morning for me, but this afternoon. And yeah, no, I'm feeling lazy. I don't want to stand up and play. Plus, I've been like playing a lot of VR, so I've gotten a bit of a breakout around my eyebrows from the VR headset. My skin is really sensitive, despite like disinfecting the thing every time I use it. I still get like pimples and stuff. My skin just doesn't like, you know, stuff pressed up against it and me sweating. So I thought I'd give my skin a bit of a break and not do VR. And that's pretty much it. So I guess we'll get started. We'll just jump on and play some Super Mario Sunshine, because like I said, I don't really have much more to say. So I guess we can just do that. So let's switch things over and get started. Jump right on in, you know? Oops. Okay. Oh, I didn't change the thumbnail. There we go. That's better. Wait, I see Yoshi. What does he want? Stop it. What does Yoshi want? A banana. Oh, I don't have TikTok open. Like, it's up, but I don't have the chat on screen, so I can't see if people message me. But that's better. That's better. Okay. There we go. Ah. Oh, I thought I could wipe it off, but I guess not. There was something I wanted to say, but I can't remember what it was now for the life of me. Oh well, no big deal. No big deal, no doubt about it. Those are some big bananas. Okay. The real question is, how do I get there? There's the boat. Or is it gonna go around? Like, are these boats the ones going there? Is that what's happening? I think it is. All right. So we'll ride the boat to get to that little island so we can, like... I think I gotta... Oh. How do I squirt? No, wrong button. Ah, okay. The same way that you would with flood. So, okay. That's why I smirked, Weewin, because I knew that if you saw that or heard that, you would have your mind go into dirty places. I mean, I'm sure you could teach us, but wrong camera. I'm sure you could teach us, but that was not what I was asking. Get your mind out of the gutter. Thank you very much. How are you, Weewin? Dang it. Now you want a pineapple? Pen, pineapple, apple, pen. It's the first thing I heard. It's the first thing you heard, uh-huh. I'm doing okay. I'm doing okay. I'm not... Like, it sucks to hear that you could be doing better. But, I hope things turn around quickly. And I'm doing okay. I'm doing okay. I'm tired. I had a weird sleep. Like, I slept for about 6 hours, which is better than I had been doing for a long time, but it was still 6 hours where I only slept for, like, I don't know, like an hour and a half, 2 hours at a time, and then I'd wake up, and then I'd fall back asleep, and then I'd wake up, and then I'd fall back asleep. So I'm tired, but nothing too crazy. Oh, nice. You talked to my brother? Yeah. Nice. Okay. Now we ride this thing all the way to the end. Yeah, but at least it was a full night of sleep, right? Like before I was sleeping like 3.5, 4 hours. On a really, really good night, I slept 5 hours. And it was still broken up. At least now it was 6 hours, so it's not too bad, but I'm still feeling it. I'm still feeling kind of just meh, but not bad. Oh, boy. Wait, I thought you were going to the island. Oh, you aren't. I gotta make this dangerous jump. Oh, this is scary. Oh, no! Ah, I panicked and I made myself go off the edge. Ah. I landed it, but for some reason, I thought Mario was gonna bounce. And so I pushed the button to go back. And I just walked off the edge. I just walked off the edge. Dang it. Yeah, waking up in between sucked. It sucked. It wasn't fun. But what can you do? Sometimes that happens, right? I'm just happy that I'm still able to sleep like 6-7 hours nowadays. Because it wasn't fun when I was only sleeping like 3 or 4 hours, and then trying to stream with only 3 or 4 hours of sleep was not a good time. That was never enjoyable for me. Let's try this again. Oh no, I'm gonna miss it. I'm gonna miss it. Hurry. Go, 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 go. Can I make it? Yes. No, I went over it this time. Dang it. Okay, we're not gonna do this anymore. I'm too tired to have the level of patience I need. I'm getting too frustrated too easily. Nice, 7 hours is nice. Nice, we win. Okay, now, did I finish the ones over here? Also, there's a pipe over there. I think I need a Yoshi for that, but can I reach that from here? I don't think I can I? Can I? Oh, I might be able to. I could bring a Yoshi in here and try to get into that pipe. Although we've seen how good my jumping is. Maybe I won't make it. Whatever, let's just do this level for now. Riddy Crash. Hello, how are you? Welcome. I'm sorry, I'm bad with names, but hello, welcome. Oh, this is the watermelon one. This is the one that I got stuck on last time. Yeah. We'll try it again. We'll see what happens. Welcome to the channel. I hope you're doing well. I hope life is treating you well. We're here just hanging out and playing some Super Mario Sunshine, which I haven't played for a while. I'm just doing a casual playthrough. I am getting my butt handed to me right now, but that's okay. See. Oh, cheesy, come on. No, stop it. Okay, we're good. You're also bad with names? Yeah, it's tough sometimes. But I'm doing well. Just here kind of hanging out. Just starting off the stream. My brain's a little bit groggy because I woke up maybe 2 hours ago, maybe. I work night shift, so it's not just like I was up gaming all night and then I slept in super late. I work night shift, so I didn't get to bed till about 6 in the morning. I'm in Canada, and the region I'm in, it is 2 in the afternoon right now. So I went to bed at around 6 in the morning, so I just woke up. So my brain is still kind of foggy. I'm still kind of not fully, dang it. I thought maybe I could like kick it. I'm still not fully with it yet. Please don't pop. The camera angles, man. It's the camera angles that get you. Just woke up from a nap. Naps are the best, but yeah, sometimes the worst is that naps they're volatile. There are moments that you can take a nap and wake up after 15 minutes and feel like you're on top of the world. And then there are moments where you could take a decent 15-minute nap, but then you wake up and you feel like you have just been through like World War VI. Like it was such a serious war, it skipped World War 3, 4, 5. It just went straight to 6. So it's like, it's always a risk taking a nap because you just never know whether you'll wake up the king of the world or a veteran. But yeah, it's it's a nice feeling when you do get a really nice nap and you wake up nice and refreshed. Okay, here we go. We're here. Is this the only place I need to take it, or do I need to take it to that guy? Yeah, I gotta bring it right to him. That's gonna be dangerous. I can't even walk down this platform. You want a nap? You should take one if you can. Yeah, I played this a lot when it first came out. It came out during a time that I was really sick, and so I was home from school for a week, and so I played this. My parents got me a GameCube for my birthday that year, and I played a lot of this. And then I played it again during my earlier time streaming. I started streaming on YouTube. That was my first streaming platform. I only streamed on YouTube originally, and then I played this on there because I was mostly, I mean, you can kind of see it in my logo designs. I was mostly a Nintendo streamer, so I did like Zelda, I did Mario Kart, Splatoon, stuff like that, and I played through all the Mario games, and this was obviously on the list. So I played it then, and then I moved away from Nintendo coverage, mainly because I didn't like the fact that Nintendo is a bunch of bullies and that they steal creators' money. And so, you know, I had joined their Nintendo Creative Program or whatever. And I think in the 2 years that I streamed, I made maybe $1. And so it just really felt like a ripoff. And so I moved away from Nintendo stuff. Now I've kind of come back to it because Nintendo obviously has eased up on that, but I don't really have the viewership that I used to have, and so it's not like I'm really losing money by playing Nintendo stuff right now. Plus, lately I've been kind of messing with my schedule. I don't really know what I want to play. I don't know what schedule I want to have, and so what's happening is I am. Oh, okay. I was like, my voice sounds weird. It's because I was listening to your audio, not mine. I'm not sure what I want my schedule to be, so I'm kind of just playing whatever I feel like it. And so right now, just for your information, we're playing Mario Sunshine. I'm playing Penumbra Overture, which is an older horror game. And I have been playing, not as often as I would like, but I have been playing Resident Evil 4, the remake, in VR. And so that's kind of what I've been doing. But I like Mario Sunshine right now because it's a palate cleanser. I can play it without having to really think. And it makes life, you know, it allows me to have that kind of relaxing moment, which is really nice. Hey, Preston, how's it going, man? How you doing, Preston? Okay. But yeah, now that, like, time has gone by, it's more obvious how bad the controls are in this game. Graphically, it still holds up pretty decently, but the controls for Mario Sunshine are pretty terrible. And they're even worse because I'm playing it on the Switch, and the Switch controls, they didn't tweak them properly. And so like the camera controls for Flood are not inverted, and the original game was inverted, so I struggle with that a whole bunch. But it's also not, it's too sensitive in some ways and not sensitive enough in others. So like this, doing this like turn flip or whatever it's called, side flip, there's a huge buffer for it, so it makes it really hard to do jumps without doing that side flip, because that will mess up the jump you're expecting to do. But then there's other things where like you're trying to be very accurate with the movement of Mario, and all of a sudden he just takes a really extreme move and then you fall off the edge. So like the controls are kind of rough in this game, but I still like it. It's still one of my favorite Mario games. I know, right? It's just an open blender up there. Those poor birds. Those poor birds. Oh, dude, it was lucky. It was the first time back at that level, and I got really, really lucky. But I think you were in and out, but I tried that level like 6 or 7 times last stream, and I couldn't do it. So I think I just got really, really lucky this time. Dang it, I thought that was pineapples. Are they in here? Yeah, in here. Yeah, it was the first try. Probably because I was distracted. I was busy talking, so I didn't realize what I was doing, and I didn't make mistakes because of it. Because that's the kind of gamer I am. The harder I try, the worse I get. Okay, I want to try this pipe over here. I do remember the last time I played this, thinking that there wasn't really a lot of levels. And the ones that there are, half of them are really, really well hidden. Okay, we made it all the way over here. What's... Oh, I almost... Okay, no, no! See, this is what I mean. That's what I mean. The control wasn't sensitive enough for me to land in the pipe the first time, and then it was too sensitive that it jumped me over the edge the second time. That's what I'm talking about. The controls are really weird. They're too precise sometimes, and they're far, far too dull other times. The controls are weird in this game. I actually started live streaming about 7 years ago. I started live streaming 7 years ago. Well, I started like videos something like 8 years ago or 9 years ago. And then I started live streaming 7 years ago. But it wasn't a consistent 7 years. It was like I did 6 or 7 months of streaming, and then I lost my job, so I had to stop streaming. Then I did like really casual streaming because I was in school. I was in nursing school, and that didn't leave a lot of time. Well, no, first... Okay, let me try again. I streamed for a few months, and then I took time off because I lost my job. And then my grandfather passed away, and I started taking care of my grandmother. And so I No, I keep messing up the story. Okay, I started live streaming, and I was doing video creation, and what was happening was I would play games for like 6 or 7 hours to get the footage for a review. And then I decided I might as well go live while I'm doing the gameplay footage, because that way, at least if somebody watches me live, then they might want to watch my videos. But then I started to really like live streaming, so I stuck to live streaming. I did that for like 6 months, 7 months, and then I lost my job out of nowhere. They closed the department that I was working in. And so because of that, I had to move back in with my parents. And then I restarted streaming, but it was very casual. I wasn't streaming as much as I was when I was living on my own. And so it wasn't like consistent. That went on for about 3 or 4 months. And then my grandfather passed away. And so I moved in with my grandmother to take care of her because she had Alzheimer's. And so I was her full-time caregiver. So I cut back even more. So I was streaming like maybe 2 hours a week. But she had like the ultra slow internet. So it wasn't really useful for streaming. Then I started going to school. So I really cut back. Like it became maybe a 1 hour stream every couple of weeks. And then from her, I moved out on my own. And I went back to streaming a bit more consistently. And then during that time, I was in a serious relationship. And then we moved out to where I am now. And she basically gave me the ultimatum of like, cut back on your streaming or quit TikTok. And then, you know, you can help around the house more and stuff. So I quit streaming because I was doing more as a TikToker. And so then I stopped again for almost like a year and a half, 2 years. And then now I've been back, but I had a weird work schedule. So I was still only streaming 2 or 3 times a week. I went through a divorce, so that kind of messed with that. And now I've started a whole new schedule at work. And so now I'm able to get up earlier so I can do longer streams. And that's why my schedule's so weird, because I'm like working out when I want to stream and how often I want to stream. And I've compacted it all. This happened over 7 years. But like my ex moved out over almost a year ago now. Not over a year, but in almost a year now. Her and I had split up like 2 years ago. And so like it's been almost 3 years ago now. It's been a long process. And so just the last like month, I started this new schedule. So I'm trying to work out what I want for my schedule. I've got a new girlfriend, so it's like balancing that out with this. It's like there's a lot to do it. But yeah, it was 7 years, but I've only been consistent with it maybe 4 or 5 months at a time, a couple of times throughout the 7 years. Yes, this is the best Mario game. Absolutely it is. Yeah, playing as Yoshi sucks, Preston. It sucks. Did I get to 150? Nice. Nice. That's awesome. Yeah, well, a lot of my life, Crash, a lot of my life is, sorry, I'm trying not to, like, I'm in the middle of, like, I feel like I want to burp, but I also feel like I need to hiccup. And so, like, I'm scared it's going to make me puke. So I'm trying not to do anything. A lot of my life was, like, over the last 7 years, has been a lot of hurry up and wait. I got into streaming, funny enough. Like, you said you've been following me for a while on TikTok. I don't know if you've ever saw the videos of me speaking about how I got into content creation. But a lot of, sorry, wrong camera, I was looking over there. A lot of my streaming, a lot of my content creation, all of it came from acting. I went to theater school, I was pursuing acting for a while, and then I didn't have a steady job, and I was trying to get on my feet. Like, I was living at home with my parents, I was trying to get my life together, but I was wanting to pursue my acting. And I ended up getting a really decent job. The job itself wasn't decent, but it paid decently. But the schedule happened to interfere with rehearsal schedules. So like I was finishing work at 9:30, but at performances, you're on stage at 8. So 9:30, I'm in the middle of a show, so I couldn't do shows. So I took time off to work so I could save up money and then dedicate myself to acting. But I didn't want to lose my acting skills. And one of my weaknesses as an actor was film. I'm very decent on stage, or I was very decent on stage, but I wasn't very good in front of a camera. And all of my like acting coaches and potential agents I had spoken to, they all said film was where I needed to be because I had a face that worked for film when I was younger, not now. But I wanted to practice. So while I was not acting, I was like, you know what? I'm going to start making videos on YouTube. I'll write scripts, which will get me better at writing scripts. I'll learn to direct myself, which will get me better at directing. And I'll get more comfortable in front of the camera. Plus, I enjoy editing and lighting and photography. So I'm like, that's all a bunch of stuff that I can practice so then I can use it in my career as an actor. And then 7 years passed. That's what happens. Riddy Crash, thank you so much for the follow. I really appreciate that. I really appreciate it. And so a lot of my life was working in order to get back into theater. And then life just kind of slips away. And then next thing you know, it's been 7 years. And even now with TikTok, I have been taking time away from TikTok. I haven't been doing TikTok as consistently as I should. But I had this conversation last week or last stream. TikTok is really good at killing your motivation, and a lot of TikTok viewers are very good at making you hate TikTok. And so I have gotten very, very complacent because half of your views are based on luck and half of your views are based on doing specific things the algorithm wants. And a lot of it involves rage baiting. And a lot of it involves getting people angry or making people interact, but then that's no good for your mental health. And so like, I have never felt less stressed in the last 7 years than I do now. In the last 3 years that I've been on TikTok than I do now, because I just don't open TikTok. And so it's really nice not to feel hated all the time. But I also know that that's my biggest platform, so I need to get back to it. It's like when, you got to jump in a cold pool. You just, you have to, but you don't want to. That's how I feel right now. But yeah, it's kind of... Yeah, a lot can be summed up in a very, very short amount of time. A lot has happened in those 7 years, but yeah, the most important stuff pretty quickly summarized. We are Spiritual Booty. How are you? I was just thinking about you a couple of days ago. I was wondering how you were doing. I don't use Twitter anymore. Like I have it, but I don't use it. I hate it. And I was just wondering how you were doing. I hope you're doing well. Hope life is treating you well. Wow, that cut off my waist out of nowhere. No worries. Go eat some dinner. Go eat some dinner. And feel free to ask all the questions you like. Simon, hello. Nice to see you. Welcome. How are you? I can't believe 150 subs. That's wild. That's so cool. I'm so happy about that. Whoa! Oh, I can't use the flood. I couldn't use flood. That was weird. Oh, nice. Nice. How long were you in the UK for? Yeah, I don't like Twitter. Twitter, what I was just saying about wrong camera. Dang it, it's so hard. What I was saying about TikTok very much applies to Twitter. Tenfold. TikTok is very good at making you angry all the time because they want to show you things that make you angry, so you'll interact more, so you'll, watch more videos because humans like to make themselves mad all the time. But Twitter is just the worst. Ever since a certain fraud moron took over, it's become a garbage heap. Like I was getting I had never received a notification from Twitter, and because I haven't turned off on my phone, but I'd never received an email from Twitter. And then a certain moron took over and I kept getting emails, and it was always from right-wing, radical, uneducated morons. And it's just like, what would make you think I don't even interact with your platform. Why the beep would I interact now? I hate it. I hate it so much. It's so cold for you. December is a cold season. It's a cold season. Yeah. Yeah. I'm going up north in August. I'm curious on how it's gonna be. Like I'm going up to the Yukon, and I'm very, very excited. I'm very nervous, but I'm very excited for sure. You love Sunshine? Me too. Mario Sunshine's great. Mario Sunshine is such a good game. The controls suck, but Mario Sunshine's good. Yeah, we win. It's the northern part of Canada. It's gonna be in a region where, more in the winter, but you can still sometimes get lucky in the summer, where you can see the northern lights. I am very excited about that. And the biggest part of it, the wildest part of it, It's a family trip, and Kendra's family invited me. Like, that's a pretty big deal. That's a pretty big deal, I gotta say. Okay, so, we've done those two. I think I can still do the theme park. Yeah, I wasn't expecting to go. I knew they were going on this trip. It's their 40th anniversary this week, I think. And so to celebrate, they're taking all their kids out to the Yukon. Their one daughter lives out there, and they haven't seen her in a while. And so they wanted to go visit her, and they decided to make it a whole family trip for their anniversary. And so, you know, like I didn't care they were going. Like, it was one of those things where I was like, yeah, they're going. That's awesome. But like, it was like, man, it's going to be a whole week that Kendra and I aren't going to talk. We're not going to see each other because like she's going to be busy. We're not going to be texting or anything. And I was like, that's gonna stink, especially in the summertime when, you know, we could spend time together, but whatever, it's fine. No big deal. And then out of the blue, she messaged me and she's like, hey, so my parents want to know if you want to come with us. So like, I got included in their family trip. That's like a big deal. So I'm pretty excited about that. But I am excited about going to the Yukon too. I've always wanted to go to one of the territories. I have only ever been to Quebec and Ontario. I've never been anywhere else in Canada. And the three places I would like to go is one of the territories. I didn't care if it was Nunavut, Northwest, or Yukon. But I wanted to go one of the territories because it's the northern part of Canada. It's like the wildest part of Canada. I would love to see that. I want to go to British Columbia because that is like the nicest part of Canada as far as like weather is concerned. It's very rainy there, so it's very much like England when it comes to that part, but they also get much calmer weather. They don't get as harsh of a winter as we do, but they have beautiful mountains and beautiful beaches and all this stuff. And then I want to go to the islands because we have a whole bunch of islands in Canada, and we get a lot of fresh seafood there and a lot of like just beautiful scenery. So it's like those are the three places I like to go. One of my buddies lives on the islands, and somebody I grew up with, and he ended up moving out there now. And one day I hope to go out there, but definitely going to the Yukon is a huge deal. And the fact that her family is taking me is like so flattering. It's so flattering. Yeah, you're going to have to spend a whole week without me. A whole week without me. I'm going to be out and in the middle of nowhere. And I don't think I'm going to have cell phone service because I am with a company that doesn't have great service to begin with. And I'm going to be in like the wilderness. So like, we're not staying in like a campground, but we're going to be out where there's not going to be a lot of stuff. We're going to be in a city. So it's not like we are, you know, just being out in the bush, but it's going to be in areas where it's not as high a population. So not as many people are going to have phone signal like I do. So very, very far away from everybody for a week, but very, very excited to be out there. Get to spend a whole week with Kendra. Get to spend a whole week with her family so they can get to know me. Pretty cool. Spiritual booty, honestly, I was talking about Canada just a few days ago. Canada, if you're up for camping and stuff, gorgeous. There is a lot of stuff to see in Canada when it comes to like campgrounds and stuff because we have so much forestry. The States has a lot of beautiful forests. They got nothing on Canada. We've got like an insane amount of forests out here. That being said, if that's not your cup of tea, there's not a whole bunch more to see. Like there's Toronto, which would have more of like the kind of the New York vibe. A lot of businesses, but a lot of like theater and art and like stuff like that. Then there's, which I had forgotten about, Ty mentioned this, which is Montreal, which is one of the oldest cities in Canada. And so you could go there and see a lot of older architecture, not like England level old, but it is older architecture there. It's built more like UK style, where it's a lot more compact. It's a lot more historical. And then there's like Niagara Falls, British Columbia for the beaches and mountains. And then everything else is like nothing. So there's a few places to come visit, and the few places you would see are very, very nice. But there's not much else besides that here. So if you come out here, make sure you have a whole set plan of what you want to do. Expect bikini pictures? I'm not going. I'm going to the north. It's going to be cold. It's not going to be super cold. It's going to be in August, but it's still going to be colder than it is here. I know the Yukon can get pretty warm, but I don't think it gets quite as warm as here. Like down here, it can get to like 30 degrees. In the Yukon, like I'm pretty sure like 25 is like the hottest it'll get out there. So no bikini pictures, sorry. No, that's if you go to the BC. There's no beaches in Yukon. There's beaches in BC, but I'm not going to BC. I'm going to Yukon. Okay. I don't know if this is is this what I'm supposed to be doing? The runway Ferris wheel. Oh no, this isn't what I'm supposed to be. Or maybe it is. Maybe I think it's. Oh, this is the one with the worst camera angle. I somehow. I think I need to like do this. There we go. But yes, no bikini pictures. No bikini pictures. Sorry. Although, maybe a bikini picture. Because I forgot. Kendra was saying that they want to go to a hot springs. So I may be wearing my mankini. Maybe I'll have to wear my mankini. It's a nice balmy -10C all the time. That's where I'm going, is the Yukon. How's it going, Mr. FOV? That's exactly where I'm going. I can't see it. Whoa, we're glitching. Aw, dang it. Much sarcasms. Yeah, that's exactly where I'm going, is the Yukons. I don't know exactly how cold it is, but I mean, I would believe it. I would believe it. Although I'm very, very excited about it. I'm so looking forward to going there. Okay. I'm getting a haircut on Tuesday, everybody. 8 days from now. 8 days from now. Sorry, 6 days from now. I did my math backwards. Oh, I was gonna say something and now I forgot. Okay, this is the part that stinks. You can't fix the camera the way you want all the time. Exactly. Who doesn't want to see all the glaciers? I do. Stupid camera angles. Okay, let's just... I think they intend us to stand this way with the camera, but like, it doesn't let me. Ah. This is what I mean. The controls in this game are quite terrible. The game itself is so good, but the controls, man. Just the tips, though. Weewin, you're so bad. First you come in and you accuse me of talking about something really dirty, like squirting. And then we're in this place with all this flowing liquid, and now you're talking about just the tip. Bad influence, we win. Bad influence. Yeah, the cameras in this game are quite bad. They're quite bad. There, finally. Oh, I gotta like... Oh, dang it. There. English isn't your native language. Uh-huh. Sure, we win. Sure. Sexy time is a universal language. Okay. There, now. How the heck do I get up to where I need to? I think I need to actually, like, ride the Ferris wheel, right? I can't just, like, do this. Or can I? Oh, I can't climb the pole? No! Okay, that's okay. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Don't panic! Don't panic! Stop panicking! Okay, good. Don't move. I have no idea what you're referencing, Weewin. I've never done that. Maybe you could show us an example of what you're talking about. Finally. I remember that level, that star in particular, the shine in particular, was the worst. One of the worst. Ginger Gamer, 25 months. 25 months, dude. How are you? How have you been? How's life? Retro. You, what? Have you been practicing? You should be. Me and Merle will send, I'm speaking for Merle even though she's not here. Me and Merle will be sending bikini pictures. You need to show us how to climb that pole. Oh, I'm gonna get so banned. Ginger, I hope that you're doing really well, man. I hope life is treating you well and that you have been, you know, keeping busy but not overly busy and that life hasn't been too stressful. Oh, dude, that's how old I was. That's how old I was. I feel you. I feel you. I was 32 and in school. What are you in school for? I was 32 and in school. It was so bad. I was 32 and in school. I wasn't the oldest by far because I was in nursing school, but I was one of the oldest guys in the school, in the class, in the program, not the class, the whole program. But the women were either quite a lot older than me, like in their 50s. There were a couple that were my age, which we became friends, and there were a whole bunch that were younger. And there was one in particular. She was a really pretty girl. She was super sweet. And she really loved chatting with me. And she would like innocent flirt with me. And then at one point she asked my age, and like she knew I was an older guy, but she thought I was like 25 because she was 18, I think. And 18 or 19. And I was like, yeah, I'm 32. She goes, oh, and you just saw that moment of like, you're a bit too much of an older guy. She was still really nice to me afterwards, but it was just like, boy, I've never felt this old before. That was the first time I actually felt old. I think her shock would have been much worse had I done my hair at that point. Not that I like think that I look so insanely young that like an 18-year-old would be into me, but like at 32, if I had my full head of hair, I probably would have looked even closer to her age, which would have been even more shocking for her to find out. But hey, I was pretty flattered because she was a very, very pretty. I feel weird calling her a woman because she was so much younger than me, but I also feel weird calling her a girl because that makes it sound like she's a little kid. She's still really young though. And no, I wasn't hitting on her. I wasn't interested in her or anything. It was just very flattering that a very pretty 18-year-old was actually like flirting with me. That was like, hey, that feels pretty nice, you know? Management of information systems on data analytics. Dude, I'm gonna have to hire you to be like, here's my analytics. Tell me why I suck as a YouTuber. Ginger, I had to create an account for a video game and I was insulted by how far I know, right? Like, okay, so when I was younger, I've always had a mistrust of online systems. And so when they would ask for my age, oh no, okay. Oh, Mr. the Mario fan, how's it going? Welcome. How are you? Thanks for coming in. I would never use my real age. I would never use my real name because I didn't trust the systems. So I would always scroll down and most of the things were like, you know, are you 18? And I was like 15 and I was like, hell yeah, I'm 18. So I would just scroll down to click like an older age, just so that way I was always above the age. I got insulted when the scrolling down no longer was for a fake age, and that I would scroll and I would have to scroll further for my real age. I was so insulted by that. But yeah, you don't have to do Oh man, dude, I don't think any analytic analyzation would help me. I've learned slightly how to read analytics, at least as like as far as YouTube goes. I just don't know how to adjust for it. Do you know what I mean? Like, I know that my click-through rate sucks, but I don't know what to do to fix it. Like, I know I need a better thumbnail and better tags and a better title, but I don't know what those are. Or like when my view length, whatever the actual analytic is called, is short, I know that the video might have a good hook, but then nobody sticks around because it gets boring, or that like people just scroll to the end because they got nothing interesting to say in the middle. But then I don't know how to fix it so they don't do that anymore. So it's like I can kind of analyze the basics of analytics, which is really until you're at a high level of a creation career is all you really need. But I don't know how to actually do anything with it. What does it say? Piranha Park, the Yoshiko round. Oh, okay. Yeah, exactly. That's the big problem is you'll do something and it'll work amazing for one video, and then the next video it's going to be a complete garbage heap. For example, my Minecraft videos, the viewership is all over the place. I don't know if you've been keeping up with the Minecraft videos, but I finished the one series and I thought the finale would do really well because it's the final video. But like just to show you the viewership numbers, the very first video, 480, which is respectable for a first time video. 680 for the next one, so it grew. Then 478, so okay, it's kind of sticking around the same numbers, no big deal. Then I had one that was 1.6K, then 1.5K, then 1.1K, so I'm like, okay, people were enjoying it, but it is dropping, okay. Then 854, it continued to go down. Then the next video, 116. I went from like 800 plus video viewers to 100, then 245. So then on stream, I changed my thumbnail and I put back my original titles. And then all of a sudden it went back up, 801, 842. But then the finale, 270. And I'm like, what? I'm using the same style of thumbnail. I updated it a little bit by adding the Ender Dragon on it. But I'm using the same type of thumbnail, the same type of title, the same type of tags, and it got a quarter of the views. I don't understand YouTube. I have no idea. It's weird. It's so weird. You watch it as soon as it goes live? Yes. Yeah, now it's 30 to 48 minutes, and there's even talks about longer. This is what my next video, which is I'm going to try to put it up tonight, is not a new video, but I was watching a video that was analyzing somebody else's channel, and they were doing much better than I was, but they were doing, 5,000 views, 10,000 views per video, and they did a whole series. At the end of the series, they made one long video of the whole series. So instead of having a playlist and individual videos, they made just one giant video. Now their video was like 7 hours long. That video broke 1 million views. So my next video, I've already edited most of it. I just need to balance out the sound so they're all the same volume, because my volumes tend to bounce back and forth between videos because I don't know enough about reading the bars on screen to edit videos properly. But I'm going to try to balance all the sound out. And I've cut out all the intro and outros to all the videos except for the first and last one. And I'm going to make one long video. It's about 3.5 hours long. I want to see how that performs, because that could be a video that all of a sudden gets me a whole bunch of followers because they get to watch the series in one concise long form video. So we'll see what happens. But yeah, the next video is just the same stuff, but all in one shot. So yeah, it's so hard to know what to do. I've been trying to push my videos to go longer. It's just hard with Minecraft because sometimes nothing happens, or sometimes I just don't talk. A lot's happening, but I'm not saying anything. So it's just boring, which is why I kind of sprinkle in the memes to kind of keep the energy up. But I've gotten a couple of comments, not recently, but I've gotten a couple of comments of people being like, bro, make your videos like 10 minutes long. These are way too long. So it's like, there are people that hate the longer videos, but it's very obvious people do enjoy the longer videos because they get the better viewership. So I don't know. YouTube is weird, man. YouTube is really weird. But you weren't willing to move. Yeah, that makes sense. Moving is kind of hard. You know, moving is kind of hard. Oh, I still do that. I put fake names for myself and then I get texts with those fake names from companies selling my info. That's so funny, Mr. FOV. That's so funny. Wait, isn't there, or is it up there? No, where's the... There's something I need to do. I did see an egg. Oh, you did? Where? Where though? Okay, so I gotta find an egg somewhere. Yeah. And buying a house is not something you can just walk away from. And the housing market's so volatile, it's hard to kind of just up and leave and not take a huge hit. Plus, you might take a downgrade if you're moving somewhere that would be more YouTube friendly. So yeah, I understand, man. I totally get it. I don't blame you. I was gonna say something and I forgot. Dang it, I keep forgetting. But yeah, man, I'm glad that you're doing well. I'm glad that you're back in school. Yeah, it kind of sucks being a bit older when you're in school, definitely. But you know what? I think you're gonna get more advantage out of it. I think, at least in my experience, when I was in school with a bunch of 19, 20-year-olds, a lot of them did not really... A lot of them didn't really take advantage of what they were doing there. Like they didn't do anything to really gain anything major from being in school. But us older students, we were really taking advantage of doing quite a bit. Like I was the top of my class. I think there was 2 other students that were above me, but they were those very, very stereotypical, insanely smart students. Useless with their hands, but very, very good on paper. And so, you know, I was among them. And I had a very, very good, I had a 4.0 GPA, so like, it was pretty decent. And so I'm pretty proud of myself for having done it. It's not easy, but I'm proud of you for being there, dude. I know you can do quite a bit with it. And it's good that you're doing something to better your life, you know? Yeah, you've already got like the real world version of that, so you kind of are able to maybe get a better grip on some of the stuff you're learning because you've experienced it. So that's good, man. That's good. Okay. off topic. I was talking about getting my hair cut in 6 days or whatever. I am... What do I do? Don't I need... aren't I supposed to do something? Oh, I've got to put them on a pole or something, right? Like right here? Oh, it's the wrong color. It's got to be orange. It's got to be orange. Okay. Is this orange? Nope. It's like pink. Wait, does he change color if I get a new thing, or does he stay the same color? I can't remember. No, he does change color. He's purple now. Yeah, man, but that's what matters, right? Is you were willing to ask those questions, Mr. FOV, and those questions are what's going to make you better. And so, like, the people that are too afraid to ask never improve because they don't take that risk. Now, I had experience working in health, so a lot of the stuff that we were learning, I had at least seen. Like, I had never injected somebody, but I had seen it, and I had asked questions while I was at work and saw them doing stuff like that. And so I had at least the basic idea of what we were learning, where there were some students that had never, ever even, like, interacted with a nurse outside of, like, the emergency room when they take your information. And so a lot of them struggled, like, really badly with some stuff. And like, there was one guy in particular, I think I've spoken about him before, who incredibly book smart. He was one of the guys that had way better grades than I did. But then the second we started working in the hospital, the kid was useless. And, like, not useless in the sense of, like, oh, he was, like, struggling with giving injections, or, you know, he couldn't get blood pressure properly. No. This was the kid that when somebody, we were on the, what they called the medical ward, it was a mix of everything, but there were some delicate people on there. One of the people we had could not stand up. And so we had him laying down. So he had to use he had to use a bedpan to go to the bathroom. So we all had our one patient that we had to work with, and we had a nurse who was actually in charge, but we would do the work, and then we would question the nurse about things. And he got asked by the nurse to do a patient that wasn't his, to put them on the bedpan. Put them on the bedpan. And then the patient was on in and out, which means we have to measure everything they eat and drink and everything they poop and pee, just so we know that the fluids are being processed properly. And the kid put him on a bedpan. An hour and a half later, he had forgotten to take him off the bedpan. The patient rang and was like, when am I going to get off this thing? He finally took them off. And then about 2 hours later, the nurse met up with him and he's like, okay, so once you took him off the bedpan, how much fluid was there? And he's like, what do you mean? He goes, I need to know if he had, like, a bowel movement. Did he urinate? I don't know. Wait, we need to know he's on in and outs. We need to know how much he's taking in and getting out. And the kid didn't know. Here's the thing that is a flabbergasting feeling. If somebody uses the toilet, because it's happened to me where, you know, I've dealt with a patient who's on in and out, and they go to the toilet and they flush and I can't tell what they did. He was on a bedpan. It's literally a bowl. The pee and the poo go nowhere but in that bowl. How do you not know if the dude peed or pooed? How do you not know that? How do you have no idea? Like, how? Like, I could even understand not knowing he was on an in and out and not being able to get the measurement, but saying, yeah, he peed. It was probably about 100 milliliters, you know, or he had a small bowel movement. But not knowing at all if he even went, how? And just to kind of add the cherry on top, so you're not thinking I'm just, like, bullying this guy for, like, one simple mistake. He almost killed a patient. Like, and not just like, oh, dude, don't do that. You could have killed him. No, the guy fully coded and went into the whole ICU area on, like, fully coding, like somebody giving him CPR because of the student. Because the student was too stupid to go ask the nurse because he had to give the patient medication. And there are certain prerequisites you have to meet to give certain medications. Like, they have to have a certain blood pressure. And if they have a blood pressure that is below what they're supposed to have, then you don't give them the med because it could lower their blood pressure. Or if their blood pressure is too high, then you don't give them this other med because it could higher their blood pressure and that could cause a stroke. So you got to be aware of these things. There was a medication you had to give this patient that would cause lower blood pressure. The patient had low blood pressure, and so he just didn't give the medication. The thing is, the medication was for another reason. And so the lower blood pressure was the risk they were taking because the risk of this person coding was so much higher without the medication. So instead, they would risk him passing out with low blood pressure so he doesn't code. And the kid didn't give the patient the medicine, didn't tell anybody. And then the guy coded. He survived, but the guy coded. Protocol as a student was, if you're not going to give a medication, you go to the nurse and you say, hey, I'm supposed to give these medications as long as they're within these bounds. He's outside of the bounds. What do I do? Because now you've proven that you know what you're supposed to do, but you're also proving that you're asking somebody who knows more. Kid got kicked out of the program, by the way, so he's not a nurse. But yeah, if you don't ask questions, it's not proof of being smart, and it's not proof of like being tough. And I'm not saying you did that. I'm saying you did the opposite. Asking an embarrassing question will teach you, which will make you better than the guy who's too cool to ask a question. So good on you for asking questions, man. Yeah, I like the purple Yoshi, but we got to use orange for this thing. No! Oh, okay, that was weird. There we go. Okay. Yeah, it was, yeah. It was, to me, that was unacceptable. It's one thing to mess up wiring if it's like a project at school or whatever. But yeah, when it's medication and somebody's life is on the line, if you don't know the answer, ask questions. Ask a million questions because you will not find out the answer unless you ask a question. This kid was useless. Really nice kid. Really, really nice kid. Useless as a nurse. I'm glad he got kicked out of the program. There were a few students that I wouldn't even trust to put a Band-Aid on me. And unfortunately, some of them are nurses. And it's very scary to know that. Okay. It feels like these jumps are too far for Mario to make it scary. Okay, and then here, oh, this is gonna move, isn't it? Oh, I thought it was gonna turn. No, we're good. No! Why didn't he grab onto the edge? He grabbed on Lecco immediately. Lame, man, lame sauce. So I was supposed to go, I had mentioned this last stream on, I saved it. Yes. Woo. Okay. Woo. That was a heart attack. That was a heart attack. Ooh, I saved it. I saved it. I'm good. I'm good. So I didn't stream yesterday because I was supposed to go do my passport. Long story short, to do the passport, at least here in Canada, I don't know how it works everywhere else, but here in Canada, to redo your passport, you either have to have an old passport that is less than a year expired, or you have to have all of your proof of citizenship in Canada to fill it all out. You also have to have somebody who's called a guarantor who signs off to say, yes, I've known this person for a couple of years. Yes, this picture is what they look like and the information they're telling you is the truth. And then you fill out the paperwork, you send it out, and then it takes a few weeks to get to you. I was supposed to do that yesterday. I was meeting up with Preston. He was going to sign off as my guarantor because he's like the only person on the planet that I've known for more than 2 years in real life who can sign off on this thing who's not family. And so I was going to meet up with him and do it. And then I started filling out the paperwork, and then it asked for my old passport information, which I couldn't find my old passport, but it also said you didn't need to fill that part out. And I knew my old passport was 2 years old, so it wasn't going to really count anyway. And then it asked for my citizenship status and then my citizenship number. The thing is, I had lost my citizenship. And so I turned my place upside down looking for it. And I canceled with Preston because I was like, if I don't have my citizenship, I can't get it. I looked online on a Canadian website to see, like the Canadian government website, to see what I could do to get my citizenship back. And on the site I read, it said it would take a minimum of 7 months to process a new citizenship. The website Kendra read said it took up to 17 months to get your citizenship. So I wasn't going to be able to go, because the whole point of getting my passport was to go watch Kendra compete at the finals in New York. And so they used to have enhanced licenses, which would allow you to cross the border with just your license. But they no longer do those. And my license got renewed last year and it's not enhanced. So I can't use it to cross the border. And so I was like, forget it. I'm not going to do anything. As I was getting ready to leave, I was like, you know what? There's one basket I haven't checked that has all my wiring for my stream. I'm going to check in there because maybe it's in there. My old passport. Because maybe by a fluke, my old passport still isn't over a year expired. Because I know I used it to go to Texas. And I was already streaming when I went to Texas. And there was a chance that that was right in the window of 6 years. So I would have been able to use that passport as my proof. Without needing my citizenship. And I went through the basket and nothing. And I had to go to dinner at Kendra's last night. So I was like, okay, whatever. Put my shoes on, put my jacket on. And then I saw my wallet sitting on my like entrance table that I have there. And it clicked that I had a wallet before that. It was the Zelda wallet that I had bought, but I stopped using it because I didn't want to wreck it. And so I was like, you know what? I'm going to check that Zelda wallet because I did use it. Maybe it's still in there. And then I checked and no citizenship. Oh, I forgot to say, the basket with all the wiring, I did find a box in there, and the box had my old passport. So I found my 2 really old passports, and then I found my old passport, but it was expired. It's been 2 years, so I can't use that. And I have this little display in the other room that has the Game Boy that Girl Thulu painted for me. It had my Zelda wallet, and then it had this little folio that was like a Nintendo handmade folio that somebody bought me for a birthday that I've never used because it's made of like cheap cloth. It'll get wrecked. And I was like, well, since I'm already here, I had my shoes on and everything. I was getting ready to leave, and I just checked that wallet. So, since I'm here, I opened up the folio, and my citizenship was in the folio. I don't remember putting it in there, but the best I can figure is that I put it in there because I know it's important, because I don't want to lose my citizenship. This isn't the States. They don't come and ask me to show my paperwork to prove that I'm Canadian. But for passports and stuff, I need it. And so I think that when I moved with Alana from the other city to this city, I put it in there because I knew that I wouldn't lose my stream decorations. And so because I don't touch them, it would be safe in there and I wouldn't lose it. That's the best I can figure. But all this long roundabout story to say, 1, I got my citizenship back so I can actually apply for my passport. But 2, I didn't do the passport yesterday. So I'm probably going to try to get it done tomorrow. So that way I can hopefully have the passport in time to go see Kendra at the finals, which, knock on wood, that's going to be a thing, that she will make it to the finals and I will get to see her perform against some of the best singers in the world, which will be amazing. Yes, I am dating one of the top singers in the world. Thank you very much. And so I may not stream tomorrow. That's what I'm trying to get at. I may not stream tomorrow because I got to go do the passport thing. So yeah, make it intense. You thought I was in there. I know, right? Storytelling. Yeah, I was really hopeful when I found the passport, the old passport. I was like, yes, okay, I found one thing. There's still a chance. And then it wasn't in there. And I was like, oh man. And then I saw my old wallet, my current wallet. And I was like, my old wallet. I used to use my old wallet. And I know I had my citizenship because of going to Texas. I took it with me with my passport so I could have it just in case. Because I didn't want to be like, hey, Mexican, show us your papers, Zas. I didn't want to deal with that. So I was like, I'll bring my citizenship so that way they don't harass me more than they're going to anyway. Because I was going to be in Texas. So I knew I had it. And so I figured it might have been in that wallet. But then it wasn't. And I was so disappointed. And then I don't know why I checked the folio. Because it's not something that I ever use. And in this whole process, I found my 2 old wallets, my old 2 passports. One from when I was like 14 and one from when I was like 19 or 20. I also found a children's book that I wrote in college that one of my professors really, really advised me to publish it. I never did, but now I found the book. I may digitize it. Like, I drew it by hand with pencil crayons and stuff. I may actually like full blown digitize it on an iPad and redo the drawings and stuff. And maybe try publishing it. I think it's a good kid's book. But yeah. So I felt all the tension, so I need to make you all feel the tension. Yeah, absolutely, Wewin. That was exactly what when I saw that, I was like, why is it in here? And I know it was nobody else because like Alana was a neat freak, but she wasn't ever going to touch my stuff and not tell me. And she wasn't going to ignore something as important as my citizenship. She knew it was important. So just like, I don't know what I was thinking. I don't know what was going through my brain when I did that. Just very strange of me to do, but I'm so glad I found it. Especially because that means I get to go to New York to watch Kendra. She leaves for semifinals in a week, by the way. So we're all going to I'm going to have to stream that day because I'm going to be so tense, worrying about how it's going for her. It'll still take a few days after the competition to find out if she makes it to the finals or not. But like, I'm going to be so tense that day. So I'm going to have to stream. So I'm not sitting here worrying how she's doing and how her competition went. But yeah, she's, hopefully she'll make it to the finals and I'll be able to watch. And now that we're going to the Yukon, there's a place her sister wants to go that's in the States. So having my passport is just going to make it easier to go to the States too. But yeah, I have no idea what my brain was thinking. Like, I don't know where my logic was that day. Just very, very strange to think about putting my wallet, my citizenship in a wallet folio thing that I never use. I don't know. Weird. It's just about to ask. I think I missed something with who is Kendra and what the finals are for. Oh, okay. I don't know if you're still here. I think you're still here. Ginger. Let's get roasted chicken that day. Yeah, maybe we will. Maybe we will, Preston. So, Mr. FOV, Ginger. Kendra is the new lady in my life. Alana and Nora moved out about 10 months ago now, roughly. A little bit more than 10 months ago. And I didn't really talk about this too much on stream, but our relationship had been over for about 2 years before that. We had like fully said, yeah, we're done. There is no, like, we're both moving on type of thing about 4 months before she moved out. So, we've been broken up for a while. When she left, I joined the musical. I think you had popped in at least once or twice when I was in the musical. In the musical, I played like this grimy, gross bad guy. This really like nasty, just perverted bad guy. And hold on. Let me put music so you're not bored. Dang it. Never mind. I was gonna show you a clip, but I can't find the external hard drive right now, and I don't want to be running around for the next hour looking for it, even though I'm kind of still looking for it right now. Gonna show you a clip, but I don't have a clip of me. I have a clip of like other people, but not myself. I gotta turn the house upside down to find it because I gotta get that video to everybody. Okay, so yes, so with Alana that happened, and she moved out and everything, and then I was doing this musical, and I want to see if I just happen to have a clip. I don't think I do. I don't think I do though. And so I was doing this musical where I played the bad guy. It was 9 to 5. It's like a Dolly Parton movie from the 90s or whatever, or from the 70s or 80s, something like that. And the story is basically these three women work at an office. The guy who runs the office is a complete chauvinistic pig. He tries to, like, he's constantly sexually harassing the Dolly Parton character. And then eventually she stands up to him, threatens him. Then one of the other people who works for him, but he's always kind of like stepped above her, ends up giving somebody else the promotion that she's up for. And then she accidentally puts rat poison in his coffee, and they all think they've killed him. Then they find out he's not dead, but he's found out what they think they did, and he threatens them for favors in return. And so they kidnap him. So one threatened him with a gun, one attempted to kill him with rat poison, and then they kidnap him. I was that guy, and Kendra played the Dolly Parton character. So her and I had to get like pretty physical. Like I had to like straddle her at one point. I had to like pick her up and spin her around. And so we got to know each other in that show. Now, a little, I don't know how often you were here when I was in the musical, but there was an ongoing joke on the stream that she ignored me. Like she wouldn't even talk to me. She would talk to me like when we were getting ready for scenes and stuff, but she would only talk to me in character with her lines. Like we wouldn't have conversations. She would respond if I asked her something, but it was very clear she didn't want to talk. And so it was just kind of uncomfortable for me. But not in the sense of like she's being rude, in the sense of like I've got to like grope her and stuff and she won't even talk to me. I want to at least be friends if I'm going to be like all over this girl for this show. What made it worse is I was convinced she was like 24, 25 years old. And so I was like, I feel so creepy that I'm 37 and I'm on top of this like 20-something-year-old and doing all this creepy stuff. I'm also trying to be her friend, and now I feel like a creep trying to hit on her. Like it seems like I'm trying to hit on her. I also found her very attractive. So I was like, now I feel even creepier that I have to be this perv with this girl who won't spend any time to get to know me. And like I'm attracted to her, and it's just weird. And so as rehearsals went on, she kind of opened up and we became friends and we would goof off and everything. So it was like her, me, and the other star of the show, Catherine, who played the woman that I like surpassed or overpassed for a promotion to somebody else. And so we became friends. There was an ongoing joke backstage, not an ongoing joke. It was a joke between us three, but it was a rumor amongst the rest of the cast that they thought I was sleeping with the person who was playing Violet, who was the employee that I ignored. But everybody knew that Catherine, who played Violet, was married and had a kid. And so people didn't want to ask outright, because if we were sleeping together, then she was having an affair. But eventually somebody who wasn't as deeply involved with the group, and I don't think she necessarily knew that Catherine was married, asked her. She goes, I see Luis with both of you guys. Are you with him? Or like, is he with Kendra? Like, what's going on? And so Catherine laughed, because Catherine and I are completely just friends. Like, there is nothing there outside of just complete and utter friendship. She's become one of my best friends in the world. And so like, it was kind of the ongoing joke of like, so which one is he with? What's going on? And then, but Kendra was still like, I would try texting her and she wouldn't respond. It was through Facebook. I didn't have her phone number or anything, but she wouldn't respond. If she did, it was like one-word responses. And then during the last week of rehearsals, when we all started spending every day together, she started to get more comfortable around me, even more comfortable, like to the point where like she'd come up and like put her head on my shoulders. So all this to say, on stream, there was the ongoing joke that there was this girl in the show who would just ignore me and I had a crush on her. So everybody would always be like, so how's your crush going? Is she talking to you yet? And whatever. And I was like, no, she would just ignore me. I said like, well, and fuck her. It was that kind of thing. And then once we started spending every day together because of the rehearsals, she started getting a lot more comfortable. Like I said, she'd put her head on my shoulder. She'd give me a hug goodbye, a hug hello. And then little by little, things kind of evolved. Like she would come and like wrap her arms around my arm and then lean on me, even though it wasn't like we were sitting and doing nothing. Like I'd be standing talking to one of the other cast members and she'd just come up and hold me and just sit there. She wouldn't even be in the conversation. Then eventually she started to like, she would like grab my hand. Like it started with her being like, look how cold my hands are. And she would hold my hand. But like when you're holding with friends, you'd do this or like you'll do this or whatever. But then she would like hold my hand like that. And then she would just hold it and we would talk. And eventually she started like interlocking fingers with me. And then I started getting super nervous about it. But she never said anything. And during all this, she still wouldn't talk to me outside of rehearsals. So I was always so confused because it was like, she acts like I don't exist once we're outside of rehearsals. But at rehearsal, she's holding my hand and all this. To add, because typically anybody else, I'd be like, okay, this is like a showman's type thing. She's just a really heavy flirt. Fine. Kendra's a Mennonite. And so I don't know how much you know about Mennonites. I'm assuming you know at least a little bit because where you're from, I'm pretty sure there's a decent Mennonite community there. So you weren't stressed about eating gone sexual. Heck yes, Preston. And so she is a Mennonite, and Mennonites are fairly religious and they're fairly strict when it comes to their dating policies. So she doesn't come from a background where that kind of action is normalized. And so I was super confused because I was like, she won't talk to me outside of the show, but then she does this backstage. But the part that was kind of like justifying it and being like, no, she can't be into me. My thought was, well, because we're so physical on stage, she's trying to like, she's got that comfort with me backstage. So she feels comfortable, but doesn't see anything with it. But she also had an onstage husband and he had to be more physical with her on stage the whole time he was on stage with her. Like I was physical with her for key moments, but the rest of the time we were just delivering lines to each other. Him and her, every time they talked, they were either holding hands or he was behind her and hugging her. And then one time backstage, she came up, she like gave me a hug and then she like squeezed my hand and then she walked away. And then he reached out for a hug and then she just kind of like patted his hand and walked away. And so I was like, okay, it's definitely not because of the interaction of our characters. She is treating me differently. But then she'd ignore me after the show. So it's like, it was really weird. So the last like week and a half, when the show had finally opened and we were not seeing each other, she finally started to respond a little bit through text. Still nothing super outright flirtatious, but a lot more open. And like, I didn't ask her out, but I like heavily hinted I wanted to ask her out because we were talking about opera because she's a professional opera singer. We were talking about opera and how I'd never seen an opera. And I made the joke. She was saying that I need to see an opera and blah, blah, blah. And she was like talking about like different styles of shows. And so I said, the problem is I won't understand what's happening because they do it in a different language. I'm like, I'm going to need somebody to explain it to me. And so she's like, well, there's a synopsis at the front of the program that you can read that'll tell you everything that you need to know about the show. And I'm like, yeah, but I'm an idiot, because we had an ongoing joke of how stupid I was because I always lose things when I'm on like doing shows and stuff. Even now, I went to dinner with her yesterday and then I left my glasses at her place. So I'm always doing stuff like that. So that's the ongoing joke that I'm kind of dumb. And I said, you know, I'm still going to need somebody to explain it to me. I'm like, so here's the deal. Like, how much would you charge me to pay you to hang out in the lobby so at intermission I can come out and ask you questions? Because I didn't have the guts to actually ask her out. And then she's like, well, I wouldn't want to sit out in the lobby. You'll be fine. There's subtitles and everything. I was like, fine. How much would you charge me to come with me to the show then so you don't have to sit in the lobby and you can just tell me what's happening? She's like, well, you're not allowed to talk during the show, so I would beat you up if you did that. But two, I wouldn't charge you anything. I would absolutely love to go. So it was very much like a heavily hinted, I want you to go to the opera with me without me actually saying it. And then she responded, I would love to go to the opera with you without really it being an official thing. So it was like, that's the kind of flirtation that was going on, but it wasn't anything like, you're so cute, nothing like that. So all of this leading up to the show, and I started to get really sad because she lives half an hour away from here. She is an opera singer, not a musical theater person. And I no longer am pursuing theater professionally because I've lost my self-confidence on stage. But I knew that once the show was over, there was like a 99% chance I would never see her again because we live so far away from each other. We run in totally separate communities because she's an opera singer. And we also run in separate communities because she is Mennonite and I am not. And so I was like, well, we're never going to see each other again. So I was getting sad because like I had a crush on this girl. I thought she was wonderful. We had gotten to know each other and I thought as a human, she was just a wonderful human and super interesting. And so her and Catherine and I were in a chat together, and then they suggested that we should Catherine suggested we should get away at the end of the show once we go to the opening party to say goodbye to everybody, and then we leave early and just do our own thing so we don't have to be around everybody at the end, so we can kind of decompress about the show. We can spend one night together and just kind of enjoy our company before we all go our separate ways. Catherine lives 15 minutes away, so it's like I knew I was going to see her again. And so I was really nervous. I didn't know what to do. And so Catherine's like, we can't go to my place because she has a little girl. She has her husband. He sleeps. And she's like, so we can't go to my place. Kendra's like, I'm living with my parents right now. I can't bring you guys to my place at 1 a.m. And so Kendra was like, why don't we go to your place? And I was like, I mean, as long as we're not super loud, there's people that live upstairs. So if we're not like screaming and stuff, she's like, no, we'll be really quiet. And so like we came out here, and even up until here, till then, I was like, I don't know what's going on in Kendra's mind, because she still wasn't being flirtatious, but she was being physically close with me. But Catherine was also physically close with me. She would give me hugs and stuff. She wouldn't hold my hand or anything, but she would like give me hugs and stuff when she would see me. And so I was still kind of on the fence of what was going on. And then I promise we'll get back to gaming soon. And so they came over. I'm still under the impression that Kendra's coming over because Catherine's coming over, and we're doing it as 3 friends hanging out. About an hour and a half after getting here, Catherine goes, I gotta go. I'm getting tired. I have to take, my daughter out to her after school activity tomorrow in the morning, because it was, or I have to take her to school tomorrow morning. And I was like, okay. I'm like, goodbye, give her a hug. I'm kind of bummed out because I'm thinking Kendra's gonna leave. And Kendra just gets comfortable, and she's like, I'm just editing some photos for Instagram for the show that she had promised she was gonna do. And so it's like, okay, she's not leaving. Catherine leaves, and then Kendra is chatting with me for a bit. Then Kendra goes to the bathroom, then I go to the bathroom. And when I come out of the bathroom, she is no longer sitting on the other couch. She is now sitting on the couch I've been sitting on, with just enough space between the armrest and her for me to sit. And then I finally I knew she knew that I was interested, but I didn't know how much she knew. And so I put it all out there, and I was like, I really like you, and I'm really I'm bummed out that I'm probably never going to see you again. And so she was honest with me. She's like, I don't know how I feel. I don't know what I want, because when her and I first became friends, it was a genuine question, but it was also a roundabout way of asking to find out if I wasn't going to cross any boundaries. When we first started doing the show, the very first thing her and I had to interact with was I had to pick her up, because the director had an idea for the blocking where Kendra was going to stand on a ladder. I was going to pick her up and be singing to her and spin her around. But Kendra is not super short. She's 5'5". I'm 5'10", but she was going to be up on a ladder. And so logistically, there was a chance I was going to have to hold her by her butt to stand her up, or to pick her up. And so that was the first interaction we had. So after we had tried it, I approached her, and I was like, because we didn't have the ladder at the time, it was just her standing there, so I could pick her up by the waist. I approached her right after that, and I was like, okay, am I going to get beat up by a husband? And she goes, no, I'm not married. And I'm like, okay, is a boyfriend gonna beat me up? Because if I'm gonna get beat up, I'd like to know so I can make sure I put on some numbing agent before I get punched in the face. And so she kind of laughed. She's like, no, I'm not seeing anybody. And then she added on, I don't want a boyfriend because guys are way too much trouble, and I've got goals in my life that I want to achieve. So when I told her that I liked her and she said, I don't really know what I want, it's because she genuinely didn't want a boyfriend. It wasn't That wasn't what she was interested in, but Catherine had kind of planted the seed because Catherine had also seen that Kendra was being more physical with me. And I guess one night during the show, she walked up to Kendra when they were alone and I wasn't around. I was on stage, I think. And she asked her, she goes, okay, do we need to set up a code word for me to leave? Catherine's saying this, for me to leave so you can be alone with him. And Kendra's like, why would I want to be alone with him? Like, what are you talking about? And Kendra's like, well, you know, like if you're interested in getting to know him and stuff. And Kendra had never thought of it. And that was like the seed that got planted. So then all of a sudden she was questioning it. So when she said she didn't know, it wasn't like I don't know if I like you because like I haven't gotten to know you. It was more like why am I feeling what I'm feeling? I don't know if I actually like you. It was like a weird thing. So we decided to start seeing each other. And then about a month later, we became official. And yeah, now I've been with her for about 3 months, a little bit over 3 months. I've met her family. I have spent more time with her family than she's only ever had 2 boyfriends before me. One of them was like a boyfriend, somebody that she dated for like a couple of months, and they like talked on the phone and hung out a couple of times, that kind of thing. It was like high school level. And this was when she was like in her mid-20s. Like it wasn't like it happened when she was 14. She didn't date very much. And then her last boyfriend, she dated for 6 months, 4 of which he was in Colombia. So that, like they spent 2 months together. So I've spent more time with her. I've spent more time with her family. They've invited me to go on vacation with them. They've said a couple of other things where like they've made it very clear that they think that this is very different for her. And they've taken a very, very vested interest in learning about me. So yeah, that's who Kendra is. She is somebody that I met at the musical. She is also like I said a few times, she's a professional opera singer. And like she has her master's in it. She went to university for it and everything. She's taken like insane number of vocal lessons from like some of the top teachers in Toronto. And the competition that she's in is, I don't remember what it's called, but it is a worldwide competition that's held in New York that has singers that have to show that they have a range in vocal ability, and anybody can apply. And the semifinals takes thousands of applications and then whittles it down to 20. So she is in the top 20 right now. And they have to sing musical theater stuff, classical musical theater stuff, and opera. And so she is the top 20 from the thousands that have applied. And yeah, she is one of the greatest singers I've ever had the pleasure of sharing a stage with. And I remember the first time that I was like, wow, this girl's impressive. She sang, and watching her sing, because at the time I was really struggling with my voice, watching her sing allowed me to feel what I used to feel when I sang. Like there's a physical release that I would feel because I used to sing with no tension and it was really easy for me to do. And the vocal coach, whatever I'm going to say because I don't really care. The guy's a moron. He is completely talentless, skillless, and way too confident for the level of skill he's got. He was the one that was in charge of the show. He injured my voice. He also, and then the reason I can say he did it, because he's now in a show, like running a show, and he injured that lead show man's voice. There's no way 2 of us had our voice get hurt coincidentally in the 2 shows that this same guy is the one in charge. But anyways, I was already feeling really insecure because this guy was telling me I couldn't sing, that I was faking it, that I really wasn't a singer. He added salt to the wound when I auditioned for this show that's on right now, when he told me that I am not good enough to be a lead, but in a few years, if I keep working hard, maybe I'll be good enough, because he didn't get his first lead till he was 27. I've always had leads since I was performing at 17. I've been a professional singer since I was 8. I toured with my band in front of thousands of people for 15 years. I'm a better singer than you. You just don't like me. But anyway, sorry, I'm just salty about that guy. But I was feeling very insecure about my voice because of this idiot. And I felt all the tension and it was really hard. And I felt like I had lost the ability to release that tension. And listening to Kendra sing made my body instantly go, oh yeah, that's what it feels like when you're singing. And I couldn't do it, but it was like that memory. It's like when you walk into a room and you smell a certain smell and you go, oh my God, that reminds me of being a kid at my grandma's house. It was that kind of feeling. So she is one of my favorite singers. I could listen to her sing forever. But yeah, so that's who Kendra is. That is the competition she is in. That is why it was so important I get my passport so I can go to the finals, because she's gonna make it to the finals. And then I can watch her compete. So yeah. Makes you beyond happy. It's a very different, it's very, F that guy. Yeah. I'm working with a vocal coach now who works with like industry leading actors and opera singers. And when I met her, because I met her through Preston, she doesn't take new students on because she's retired. She doesn't want to work anymore. She does it because she loves it, not because she needs to. And so she doesn't take new clients, but she decided to take me on because she works with Preston, who is a professional actor, and she did him a favor. And when I told her what was wrong with me, she was ready for some heavy work. And we do have to do heavy work. But after she saw me, she goes, "It's not as bad as you think it is." And then she asked me why I thought so. And then I explained this guy to her. And she's like, "He doesn't know what he's talking about." We did a couple more lessons. And then I reached a range that I've never reached as a singer. I've never sang as high as I sang with her. And her response was, and I asked her, I'm like, I gotta ask. I'm like, am I actually a tenor or am I a baritone? Because I've had a couple of people tell me I'm a baritone now. Somebody on the internet. So they're a professional opera singer too, but they've never heard me sing face to face. They were just going off what they can hear on stream. And the microphone can kind of manipulate my voice a bit. And then this idiot. And she laughed and she goes, "That guy, this musical director, who said that is an idiot and he has zero idea what he's talking about." And then she went on to tell me a story about how there are people that they call voice killers because they will injure your voice to a point that you can never repair it. Heavily hinting that that's what he is. But then she said he's a complete idiot because I am not only a tenor, I'm a lyrical tenor, which is like the more softer, higher range. And so she's like, you're a lyrical tenor. You're not just a tenor. So there's no way you're a baritone. She goes, but you have an immense range. So you can reach a lot of the baritone range. You don't have the power that a baritone has down there, but you have the range. She goes, so yeah, you have a baritone range, but you were a lyrical tenor. It's like, okay, thank God I'm not crazy. But yeah, so that's the whole backup story there. We'll name him Douche Magoo. That's right. I didn't even see you were there, Catherine. Hello. I know exactly when to leave. You did. It was, yeah. Catherine was the one that dealt with me for the month and a half of me panicking, not knowing what Kendra was doing. And then Catherine was the one that got the ball rolling. She ignited that fire and got it all going. And now, yeah. And just to add, when you were saying, Ginger, about the smile on my face, I have never had a relationship the way that it is with Kendra. Everything is very different with her. Who she is very different than anybody I've dated. The way she is very different than anybody I've dated. She is far smarter than I am, which is not something I'm used to when I'm dating somebody. And not that I like think, oh, women are stupid. No. I've just dated a lot of women with zero education. And Kendra not only has a lot of education, but she is smarter than I am. So like, it's nice to be challenged all the time. And it's nice to have those moments that I feel like a complete idiot next to her, because I'll say something and she's like, actually no. And she'll correct me, but it's never like, you're so stupid, this is what it means. It's always like, oh, no, here, let me teach you about this, because I don't know anything about this stuff. So that's really cool. But she's also part of a family that I've never been a part of. Like, most of my relationships, my ex's families were always a mess. It was always like a really messy, broken family. And my family was like the good family, because like my parents stayed together until my dad passed, and we all spent like Christmas together and birthdays and all that kind of stuff. And I was always not picked on, but like my exes always had a problem with how much time I spent with my family, and they just didn't understand that connection. And Kendra's family, like her parents still act like teenagers with like the telling each other they love each other and flirting, and like they don't get dirty or anything. It's just like the flirtation of stuff. They always give each other a kiss after praying, and they're just super sweet. They also ask me questions about me and my culture and my upbringing and the fact that I'm a Catholic and not Mennonite, which I'm not really a practicing Catholic, but they know I grew up with a different version of Christianity than they did. They ask me questions, but ex's parents who have asked me questions, it's always like I have to prove myself to them. It's always the feeling of like, they'll ask me a question with that intonation of like, tell me why your perspective is as good as mine. And it always felt like demeaning in a way. Very much my race was always an issue with families. And with Kendra's family, when they ask me a question, it's such genuine interest just for the sake of being interested. So like they asked about, like I spent Christmas with them. I was the first boyfriend she ever brought over for Christmas. And they'll ask me about Christmas because in my Christmas traditions, it's like a party. You play music and you eat food and you dance. And so like her dad was so interested because to him, Christmas is family and eating and chatting. He just couldn't wrap his mind around like a party being Christmas. So he had genuine questions and he was like, wow, that's so interesting. Or like, they know I like horror and none of them do. And like, they can't understand how I can like horror. And so like, they ask me questions about it, but it's not like, ew, how could you like that? He's just like, I don't understand the appeal. Like what makes you like horror? Like, it's very much a genuine interest. And they've treated me like I'm part of the family already, which is astonishing. Like, there was construction in this apartment for the last 3 months, and it has been a nightmare. Not 3 months, maybe a month and a half, and it's been a nightmare. And right away, her mom told Kendra to call me to tell me that if I wanted to go and stay at their place, I could. They had a spare bedroom, and I could sleep during the day because they knew I worked night shift, and that there was no qualms about it. I was like, most parents would be appalled to have their daughter's boyfriend come spend the night because they would instantly assume, oh, he's going to sneak into her room. He's going to try to do things with her. Whereas for them, it was like, no, you're welcome to stay here. Like, we're going to take care of you too. And then the family vacation thing happened where it's like, I'm included in the family vacation. And it wasn't like Kendra asked them. They had already agreed on doing it. And then they were waiting to ask Kendra because they didn't want to force her to have me come along. Like, they already include me. Like, that's wild. I've never been treated like that by a family of a significant other. So yeah, that's the whole background. I'll drive the Canada to fight him. I made this room for time. Thank you, Ginger. It's yeah, it was the last 2 years, really, were like an extremely dark time in my life too. Like, my TikTok was becoming so toxic, partially me, but also just the comments and stuff I was getting were getting so toxic. It was getting so hard to deal with. At home, I had no escape because I was relegated to like one corner of the house. I had I had access to the rest of the house, but I wasn't welcome in the rest of the house, even though I was the one paying the rent. My stream was gone. I had no acting to do. My band was gone. Like, I was in a really dark place the last couple of years. It was really, really rough. And so when they moved away, I'm still heartbroken. I miss Nora every single day. And I still get very, very sad when I look at her picture. I've got her picture on my watch. Yeah. Like, yeah, shut up. Like, she's on my watch. She's on my watch. I don't want to really show it because, you know, creeps on the internet, but she's on my watch as like my background. I send her voice notes every couple of days just to like let her know that I'm thinking about her. I miss her immensely. But I knew when they moved away, it was a start to a new life, and it was my chance to kind of get my life back and to not feel like I was a burden and a misery to everybody around me. And it was hard. It was really hard. But Preston, Catherine, and Kendra have done so much for me in the last 5-6 months that I am now in a place where I've never felt better in my life. There are things I'm still struggling with. Like, I have zero motivation to do TikTok. I'm struggling with like keeping up with my place because I'm always tired. You know, there's still insecurity issues because there's trauma there from the past. But I am in a head and shoulders better place than I was even 2 years ago, 3 years ago. And yeah, so there's been a lot of changes, lots of happiness, lots of happiness. I'm not crying because I feel this so bad. Yeah, it was a rough time. It was not a fun time, but it wasn't like a dark time in the sense of like self-harm. It was just, I was on autopilot. I was just getting day by day. And yeah, life has gone through some big changes. So like having this moron, and the reason I was iffy about saying it is the producer of the show that he's working on right now watches my TikTok, and I'm live on TikTok. But I don't care because this isn't a reflection on them at all. It's a reflection on this moron being unskilled. The other producer asked me about this guy before they had announced what was going on. And I tried to be very politically correct about it. But I was just like, I think he is overconfident in his talents. But the truth is, I think he's a completely talentless hack. He is a good con artist. He knows how to read music. He doesn't understand music. Just a quick example, we were singing a song, learning a song for the show that we were in. And the keyboardist accidentally, he was a fill-in keyboardist for the day, he accidentally transposed the keyboard and was playing on a totally different tone. And it was like 2 semitones, like it was a noticeable amount. And the music director didn't notice. And it didn't happen like, oh, he transposed it and then we started a new song. No. We had stopped to correct some wrong notes and he accidentally transposed it. And we all noticed something was wrong because none of us could find our notes. And the music director blamed us and didn't know that the music was transposed. But he calls himself a musical genius. If you're a musical genius, you instantly know the transposition happened. I knew something had happened, but it was a song that I hadn't practiced, I hadn't looked at. So I just thought that the transposing was part of the music, like that the music actually shifted pitches. Because it was also a song that I wasn't singing at the time. And then Kendra's the one that noticed it. She's like, are we on the right pitch? And then the keyboardist realized that the keyboard was on the wrong pitch. That's how this guy is. He would blame me for getting my counts wrong, but he would conduct in one rhythm. The piano player was playing in a different rhythm. And I was trying to figure out the balance between the two, so I was on a third rhythm, but he would blame me. The piano player would also play the piano parts. And the thing is, there were certain cues for my song, because there were breaks where we would deliver lines. There were certain cues for my song that there would be like a drum roll or like a trumpet flare. And that would tell me that's where I start. But that wouldn't happen on the piano, so I didn't know. She would just be playing the chords, and I would just be like, I am. And he'd be like, you were late. Well, yeah, because I didn't get the cue sound that I need to know that I'm starting at this point, because it's supposed to be a vamp until my lines are done. And I don't know when she's moving on to the next line. So he would blame me for that. So I started to second guess myself. Mind you, thanks to me second guessing myself so much, I found out I'm going deaf in my left ear. But like he would do that. He said something that as a singer, you're not supposed to ever do. And as a music director, you should know not to tell your singers to do this. He told us that we should listen to the Broadway soundtrack of any musical we're auditioning for and memorize it so when we come in, we can do it. But by doing that, you're going to mimic the person you listen to on the Broadway soundtrack. It's his job to teach us what he wants to learn so we can show that we can follow him and we can show that we can sing while being instructed. If I pre-learn the music, then what are you going to teach me? What are you here for? Right? So like that showed that he didn't know what he was doing. And then the last gripe, and then I'll move on. The way he taught us the music, he tried to teach us. We had barely no rehearsals, and that wasn't his fault. That was timing wise. But he gave us soundtracks that were sung by other performances of the show, and then he would play like a trumpet sound on top of it to show us what we were singing. The tracks he used had the music and the singers, and he still played out of rhythm. How do you get the rhythm wrong for the singing when the singing is in the track you're using? How? He had zero inner metronome. So when we were finally live, he was playing my song at almost half speed, and he would argue with me. So one day I was fed up right before we opened, and I did something petty, but it was the only way to get through his thick skull. Sorry, I really don't like this guy. The only way to get through his thick skull, I showed our recording because I had been recording everything we were doing because I did the DVD for it. I took my recording of us performing my song, And then I took his almighty version that he sent us. And then he realized he was going at half tempo. Only then did he concede. And in case you're wondering in case you're thinking that I'm being really, really angry for something minimal, like him just saying that I'm not as good a singer as I think, he downplays everything I do. Like, we had a dream sequence in the show, and for the dream sequence, they were going to hire some college students to come in and film it. And I approached the director and I was like, I do social media, I do filming, I am like, that is one of my jobs that I do every single day of my life. I understand, I'll do it. It's fine, I can do it. You just tell me what you want and I'll do it. And so she's like, yeah, I kind of, we're going to set it up on stage and we'll just reenact it and then we'll film it. And I was like, or I can bring in a green screen and we can go full out. Like, there was a Disney one. And I was like, I can put her in a cartoon forest with cartoon animals behind her. And she's like, you can do that? I was like, yeah. And I did it. When he found out I was going to be doing this, because she announced it to everybody after I had offered, he approached me and he said, so I do some filming and stuff, and like, I've been doing it for a while and I'm pretty good. So like, if you get stuck, reach out to me because I will help you. And I know he didn't fully mean it as a dig, but it was very obvious he didn't think I was capable. He ate his words afterwards because he came up and he goes, how did you do the green screen like that? You're going to have to show me how you did that. I didn't do complex green screen. It was very, very simple green screen. I used the built-in green screen filter and I just tweaked it a little bit. He doesn't even know how to do that, but he was instantly telling me that I wasn't going to be able to do the video. So like, this guy constantly did that. And so even then I was kind of like, okay, yeah, he just rubs me the wrong way, no big deal. But at the audition that I just did for him a couple months back, when he told me that I wasn't capable of being a lead role and that eventually if I work hard, when I'm ready, I will be ready for a lead role, because he didn't get one until he was 27. Bro, I've been doing lead since I was 17. That is how much more talented I am than you. As a teenager, I was doing shit that you didn't get to do till you were almost in your 30s. Do not talk down to me. And then of course I didn't get cast. But, well, they offered me a role, but it was a role I didn't sign up for and I was refusing to do. But nonetheless, this guy's useless. So yeah, not a fan. Not a fan. Anyways, that was my rant. That was my thing. But that is who Kendra is. That is what I was talking about when I was bringing her up. But yeah. I just needed to get that off my chest because it drove me nuts. So irritating. All right, let's get back to the game. Now that I've talked for like half an hour. Sorry for blabbing your ears off, everybody. Now that I've had a refresher, maybe I'll actually be good at this. There we go. Oh, this is kind of... Okay. So that goes up. Down. Oh, okay. Whew, at least I don't fall off. Anyway, now that I'm done ranting and raving, I feel like the game might be... Is it just... Oh, it's just my headphones that are quiet. This song is also just really quiet. Anyway, now that I'm done ranting and raving, we are partway through the week. Is anybody planning anything exciting for this weekend? Sleep. Yes. Yes. I'm gonna be ridiculously busy this weekend. Friday, I am going out to Toronto because Kendra has a performance. She is doing a workshop for a new musical that's being written, and so she is going out there and performing it so they can get some feedback on the show, not the performances, but like on what we think of the script and the music and all that, so they can work on it more. She's not working on it. She's just one of the cast members. Then Saturday, I have to go to the theater to record the musical. And I might spend all day there if I screw up the first recording of the day. And then Sunday, I'm going to Kendra's house because she has her final week before going off to the competition. And that Sunday, a bunch of us are getting together at her place and she's going to sing it just to kind of get comfortable doing it in front of people and kind of having that experience of like having people there so she can be prepared to be in front of an audience at the competition. And then obviously to see if anything just like glaringly sticks out. Not that like I'm really going to say anything at that point because she's not going to fix it in 3 or 4 days. But, you know, if something obvious sticks out, like, I don't know, if she grabs a book and like it doesn't make sense to the audience, and I could be like, can you just explain what your thinking is and maybe make it a bit more clear? But I don't even think I'm going to do that because I've seen the recording that she auditioned with and she's fine. It's little tweaks she's doing. But yeah, that's going to be my weekend. It's going to be pretty busy. Pretty busy. Maybe read your book. I might be going to the 90s dance party. Oh, nice, Preston. Nice. You know, dress like you were in the 90s. I feel like there's that boss battle in here now, right? What are you gonna wear to look like you were in the 90s, Preston? What do we wear to look like we were in the 90s? From the 90s on, 90s is still kind of unique, but like from the 90s on, there's not a lot of unique looks. Like if you look at the 80s, it's very clear. You look at the 70s, it's very clear. You look at the 60s, it's very clear. The 90s are different than those eras, but then it pretty much stayed the same. Like there are differences, but it's not drastic like it was from the 70s to the 80s. What are you gonna wear? You don't think it's a costume thing? So then what, like, so what makes it 90s then? They're just gonna play 90s music, so it's just a dance party for old people. Can't dress up like you did in the 90s. It probably won't fit, even fit one leg. Yeah, I couldn't wear anything that I wore in the 90s for sure. Mind you, in the 90s we were both like little kids. But yeah, no, I couldn't do it. In the 90s, in the early 2000s would be more accurate. In the early 2000s, I weighed like 127 to 130 pounds. For reference, I weigh like 190 now. So yeah, not even close to the same size. I used to wear small and it was kind of baggy on me. Now I wear medium and it's skin tight, or like this shirt is a large. I couldn't fit in anything I wore back then for sure. What the heck? I wet him and he didn't get hurt. Aw. You were thinking the early 90s when you was a baby. When you was a baby. Yeah, that I definitely wouldn't fit in anything that I had. Although maybe I'd fit in a hat because I had a big old head. I've always had a big head. My favorite is so many guys say, I got a big head too. And then I try their hat on and I'm like, your hat doesn't fit me. I got a big head. Like, I don't have them in here, they're in the other room. I have a whole rack of hats, right? I've got like 7 or 8 Nintendo themed hats. All of them fit me tightly on the last snap. The very last button. Do I have the other one here? Don't. On the very last snap, and they still fit me kind of tight. They can give me a headache after wearing them a while. I don't fit in hats, which is why I was so happy when I got my retro for the first time hat, because I can wear that and I can actually snap it like a normal person would, and it fits okay. And if I put it on the last snap, it's too big. I did a show with Preston, actually. We did a chorus line, and for 2 of the numbers, we had to wear hats. And I had to cut slits into my hat so it would expand over my head so I could wear it on stage. And that's how we knew which one of mine was, because it had the really big slits. But the other hat we knew was mine because that's when I started to lose my hair. And on stage with spotlights, you could see the balding area. So they used to spray my hair with tinted hairspray. So it would put black on my scalp so that you couldn't see that I was going bald. So you knew my other hat was mine because it had black on the inside. You have to buy it in the children's department? Yeah, man. Big heads unite. 100% big heads unite. It's frustrating. And what made it worse is like I got a big old head, and that was when I was like I had no hair. And so, like, I would have a hard time wearing my hats with no hair. Now I've got hair. It's so much harder to wear hats now because the hair makes it so much tighter. But thankfully I've got that merch hat that I've got now, so I can wear that and it actually fits. Thank you, finally.
Bernie, I remember this.
I'll remember this, not I remember this. Yahoo! But yeah, it was very much a burden my whole life. Wearing hats was always an issue. So if I found a hat that fit me, you bet your butt I was gonna wear that to death. My original hat that I used to wear on the channel, it was the Nintendo controller. It was a black hat. I started wearing my hat not because I was losing my hair. I started wearing my hat because I would use green screen for my streams, and because my hair was thinner, when the green screen would come on, it would make it look even worse because it would actually cut out a lot of my hair, which made it look even uglier than it already did. And so I started to wear a hat, so that way the hat was a sharp edge and the green screen would be easier to handle. And so it was out of just an ease of using a green screen that I was using a hat. But I found this hat and it fit me, and I wore it all the time. Like, it was just a constant thing, and it became known. And when I wouldn't wear my hat, people would be like, where's your hat? Where's your hat? And so it just became one of those things that, like, if I didn't wear it, people would complain, so I would wear it all the time. Now I don't have the hat because when Nora moved out, I gave her my hat as, you know, a memento, because and I explained it to her. That is the most important channel thing I've ever had. And it is the one thing that my channel was known for, and now she gets to take care of it, so she has my hat. How's it going, Suck? Welcome, welcome. How's your day going? Wesley, hello. How you doing? Okay, where are you? Ah, it's over here. Dang it. Oh, there's a Yoshi entrance here, too. I gotta get that one. Where'd you go? Where'd you go? There you are. But yeah, now it feels weird because, like, I still like wearing hats, but it's not good for your hair. And now I'm just not used to wearing a hat on stream anymore, so it almost gives me a headache wearing a hat. I still have my retro for the first time hat. I just haven't worn it. I've worn it once on stream, I think. The writing doesn't come out. It's not showing up when he writes. You can hear the animation, you can hear the sound effect of him writing, but he doesn't actually do it. Ha.
Shoot, I was just about to rocket jump too.
I'm doing good, man. I'm doing good. Just here hanging out, playing some Mario. You know, just having a good time. This is my favorite one. I love it. "10 this morning." What time is it now? Like, are you... I don't know if we're in the same time zone. What time is it where you are? Being on the road from 10 in the morning, though, sounds like a very, very long day. It's 3 there. Okay, so we're an hour apart. Yeah, that's a long day. That's a long day. Yeah, Preston, you should. It's fun. Although the controls, man, the friggin' controls are so frustrating. It's the only part I'm struggling with right now is trying to get the controls to do what I want all the time. Okay. I know I gotta clean up that shine, but for now, let's check in here. It's 4:07 for you? Nice. Nice. Yeah, it's 4:08 for me. So yeah, we're in the same time zone. Suck. We're in the same time zone. Pianta Village, Chain Chomp. Oh no, I hate this level. I hate this level so much. Yes, yeah, I know there are a few places, I'm guessing you're one of them, that they don't do daylight savings time. We do daylight savings time. So we switched time last week, which was really rough because it happens on the Saturday night into the Sunday. And I had to go film on the Sunday in the afternoon, and I had been sick all week. But because I work night shift and we lost an hour, normally I would go to bed at like 6 in the morning. And then I could be up at 11, or I was going to go to bed I would go to bed at 4 in the morning, and then I would be up at like 10 o'clock, have a 6-hour sleep, and then head off to the theater for noon. But because it was the time change, it ended up that I was actually going to bed at what would have been 3 in the morning at the time. And so it was actually, no, what is it? It would have said 5 in the morning on the clock, but it was actually 4 in the morning for me. So I had to go to bed earlier, which would have been 3 in the morning. But because I stay up later than that, it was really hard for me to go to sleep. And when I would have been getting up at 10 in the morning because of the time change, it felt more like 9 in the morning for me. So I had less sleep. I was a zombie that day. And it takes a few days to bounce back. I'm just starting to get back on the schedule. Yeah, but times change and it sucks. Oh, okay. Yeah, see here, it's the second week of March is when we do it. All right, Suck, thank you so much for popping in. I appreciate you being here. I'm glad that you popped in to say hello. And yes, I'm definitely doing great. I hope you're doing great too. Have yourself a good day. Yeah, Wesley, I don't blame you. I don't blame you. Yeah, Preston, this level, I hate this level. The first one's not so bad. It's later on when the lava's here and you're trying to get to the right spot. I hate it. Ugh. Ugh.
Hey, mister, you think you could spare us a hand here? This dear lady's pets have decided to go on a little rampage. No, not the bees. They seem to be acting normal.
Okay. Oh, thank you, Suck. You're very kind. You the best. You the best. No, 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 no. I gotta put it in a cage somewhere, right? I think. It's like at the top of the hill or something. Aw. The scream of him being dipped in lava is like, it sounds painful. Normally when Mario gets hurt, it doesn't sound so bad, but like that burning scream he makes is actually painful sounding. I think it's in there, right? There, right there. No, wait, what? Hold on, no. Oh, it's not full of water yet. Hold on, now, wait. Did I just put them in regular water then, maybe? Maybe just in regular water. No, stop it. Stop it, get it. Grab it. Dude. I'm gonna jump into the lava, it's gonna hurt me. What? But yeah, we went through our time change already. It was not fun. I hate it. I hate daylight savings time. I hate it so much. And there was like a survey where they talked about recently that like the majority of Canadians hate it. And they asked our government to fix it, and our government refused. I hate it so much. It's so stupid. Yes. Oh, don't go too far. Oh, water, fire. I mean fire. No, stop it. Stop it. Turn the camera. Turn the camera, dude. Why won't the camera turn? I can't move the camera right now. It's just stuck. This is the problem with this game. The controls just suck. Oh.
Mario. Wait, no, this way. No, hold on. Where is it? Where is it? It'd be there. Kind of like this. Mario, always be kind to your pets.
There. I didn't see where the star went, or the shine, or whatever. I wasn't paying attention. It's so loud, but I don't see it. Where is it? I see fire, I see fire. Oh, there it is. Anybody who's watching on YouTube, do you like the vertical thing? Do you enjoy watching streams like this? Is this attractive to you? And I'm not saying that like, do you you know when they're like, are you proud of yourself? Are you happy you did that? I don't mean it that way. I just mean like, do you genuinely like find it a better experience to watch things vertically? I don't know. Yeah, you hate it too? Yeah, it's so annoying, Weewin. It's so annoying. I just like I'm still trying to correct myself for it. Not as badly, but still. The benefit I have, it sucks sometimes, but the benefit I have is I work night shift. And it does suck at night shift because the people who work night shift will gain an extra hour without an extra hour of pay. But then on the opposite, they'll lose an extra hour without losing an hour of pay. So like this time it was losing an hour. Next time it'll be gaining an hour. So like it balances out. But thankfully for me, I'm not based on hours. I'm based on just getting the job done. But it's really beneficial for me because I sleep during the day. So it's not like it's going to mess up my day too much, except for the days where I have to get up early to do something special. And that really sucks. You prefer horizontal? Me too. I prefer horizontal. I don't like vertical, but it seems like YouTube is pushing vertical. So might as well keep trying and see what I think. Oh, what is that up there? Is that... What is on top of the lighthouse thing? Oh, now I gotta investigate that. I don't think I can reach it, can I? Maybe. Oh, I can also do the lighthouse level because now I have the rocket booster to go up, don't I? Oh, or is it the red coins at this point? Maybe it's the red coins at this point. I don't know. But yeah, I definitely prefer horizontal. I'm not a fan of vertical. Just because everything is more compact, like the gameplay window is so much smaller. I do like vertical because it makes it like I can use my camera in a different way and stuff, which is really nice. But, and I can like have the thumbnail on screen and stuff. But yeah, I definitely prefer horizontal a lot better. Because of all the sunshine. Heck yes, Preston. Heck yes. If we set our clocks in the middle and didn't bother. And we don't even need to set it in the middle. That's the sad part, is it doesn't help in any way. It like, apparently the original idea was because of farming. But even then, it didn't really do much to help. But now in the world we live in, with farmers having automated things, it doesn't help at all. It's just an annoyance at this point. Yeah, most of the time you watch on PC, yeah, for sure. But even like vertically on the phone, it's not comfortable because the text covers up half the chat, right? Or the chat covers up half the screen is what I'm trying to say. Oh. Okay, there's an open window you can jump into. Is it one that I have to use Yoshi for, though? Because I saw an open window there that needed Yoshi. Yeah, so I need something to get this, right? Wait, can I do this? There, what did that do? Oh, yeah, nice. But I saw there was an open window over there, not open, but like there. You can see it popping in and out of existence, the Yoshi thing. There, now it's there, now it's not. How long have I been live? 2 hours and 20 minutes. My butt hurts today. I really need to like figure out what's going on. Maybe it's the chair. I don't know, but my butt hurts. To the left of that. Okay. Let's head over there. Lower left. Okay. Doo-doo-doo-doo. Are you doing anything, like for the evening, Preston? I can't really hang out today. I want to finish editing that Minecraft video to get it up and like the extra long Minecraft video to get it up and going. But that way I can like swing by and get you to sign that thing for me. Oh, you're heading to work soon. Okay, cool. No worries. We'll figure it out. I'll just make sure I fill everything out so that way all I need is just a signature and then we're good. Window lower left. Okay, so this is the window I was looking at right here, right? So that's this right here. That's right there. So lower left. Over here? There's a shine in there. Is that what you're talking about? But how do I open it? I don't know which one the courthouse is. What's the courthouse? Time we lose the chair or the butt. I'm not giving up my butt. I am not giving up my butt. No way. Nope. Oh. No, stop it. Wait, this is another secret level. That's not what I want. Is this the courthouse? Is this the window you're talking about right here? No, that's not a window, but this is this thing we can clean up. It's not cleaning up. What the heck? There we go. Maybe I was just too close. It's where I got the other shrine. Yeah, who wants to lose their butt? No way, man. I haven't worked hard for this butt at all. I haven't worked hard for this butt at all, so I can't even say that. So no, that's a lie. I have not worked hard for my butt. Not even a little bit. I'm just luckily able to have a nice butt. Okay, so, I don't know if this actually works. Does this do this? Ah, it does. Wait, so that did that. The other shine went down, but where did it go? I'm so confused. Blim 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 blim. Oh, did it reset it again? That's dirty again, isn't it? Yeah, it's dirty again. Dang it. Okay. Where I got the other shine? Are you talking the other okay, so this is the jail. Is this the courthouse that you're talking about? Guys, stop fighting. It's not nice. In there? I don't know what the courthouse is. No, that's the bell that I was just in, wasn't it? No, that's a different bell. I'm so freaking confused. Turn around. Okay, turn around. I'm gonna go slow so that way I actually get the messages in time. I've now turned around. Don't turn around. And go straight. Okay, that's the courthouse where the two guys are. And this open window, is this what you're talking about? I hear something. Oh no, that's not it. You left your window open. Aha, they gave me $1 for messing with their open window. See an open window there. Let me go get a boosty thing, I guess. I'm getting hungry. What do I want to eat tonight? I have a last little bit of roasted chicken. Maybe I'll have that. Make some potatoes or something. I have to go get groceries. Oh no, that's okay. I don't know where there's anything in this game, so... Like, look, there's a window there. Does that do anything? Oh. Go. Nope. Dang it. I feel like I can go in here if I, like, boost my way through. Actually, no, I don't want to explore this. I'm gonna get confused. No worries, Preston. No worries. Oh, yeah, that's probably why. That's probably why. Stupid starting coin. I hate that. That's the only reason I won't do another Super Mario 100%. Getting 100% with the coins? No, thank you. No, thank you. That almost killed me in Mario 64. Then I did Yoshi's Island. And same thing, getting all the coins in that. Ugh, no thank you. That was so bad. Ouch. Excuse me. Oh, you got in the way, you jerk. It's your fault. I was gonna do something really epic here, and there we go. It got in the way. I know I've seen this level before, but I didn't remember about that entrance. Okay. Yes. It's gonna be scary. Go! I can't see. I can't see. Okay. It's good. Nobody needed to panic. I don't know why you were all panicking. I knew what I was doing even if I couldn't see it. Ho, ho, ho. Oh! I almost walked off the edge. Whew. I almost walked off the edge. That would have been bad. I'm gonna try to get on the boats again to go over there. What does Yoshi want? Ding, 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 ding. I love the little guitar thing. Bananas. Wait. Bananas. Nope. Okay, we gotta go to the shopping district. Thank you. I'll pay for them later. Bill Princess Peach. Doing this for her. Send her the bill. Maybe she's with Kate Middleton. Everybody's losing her mind about that damn person. Who cares? Oh yeah, that's not the way I want to go. I want to go this way. Go, go, go! Yes. Now we just ride all this to the end. Princess, the Princess of England, Kate Middleton. She had some surgery, and they said she was going to be out of commission for a couple of months while she healed. But like nobody's seen her. There's never been pictures or anything, and so people started losing their mind. And then Windsor Castle was like, "No, she's fine. She's just healing, guys. You need to give us some privacy." And then there was like some pictures of her like in a car looking kind of sideways, but they don't really know if it's her. Then they posted a picture of her with her family as like a happy International Women's Day, and people think that it's photoshopped. And some stupid woman that runs like a gossip channel posted about how like, look, it's the exact same picture. Shocking, a person whose whole job and personality is to pose for pictures because that's all they do happens to have a picture that looks exactly like another picture. But then a photographer pointed out, and it's really obvious, there's a giant piece of sunlight shine that's on her face in the one that's the original, and it's not in the photocopy Photoshop one. You can't just erase the sunshine beam. That doesn't happen. They're different pictures. They are just propaganda machines. So of course she smiles exactly the same in every picture. But everybody's losing their mind that it's photoshopped, that that it's not actually her, something deeper is going on. Who cares? They're a bunch of useless rich people who don't bring anything to the world. And yes, King Charles is my king, and I don't give a beep about him or his family or the BS people are talking about. Who cares? They're a bunch of rich, spoiled people who think that they're entitled to things that they're not. I don't care if she's missing or whatever. I mean, I don't want anything to happen to her because she's a person. I don't want anything to happen to a person. But at the same time, I don't care if like she's getting divorced from her prince husband. I don't care. So dumb. Okay. Here we go. Please don't miss. Please don't miss. Okay. We made it. Whew. Now we gotta ride this all the way back. That was an entertaining rant. It's just so stupid. I don't know why people care about the royal family. They don't do anything to help anybody. And it's like, it's even more frustrating how like in Canada, you can buy your house and you have a property line, but you don't own it. You are just paying for the use of it, for the prince to let you use it or the king to let you use it for as long as you want. But technically the king can just walk into your house and be like, I want this back now. Oh, sorry. I want this back now. Give me my land. And you can't do a thing about it because he actually owns it. That's so stupid. Yep. Queen Elizabeth married her cousin. Yeah, inbreeding is a thing. Not to mention all the horrible colonialism and racist things they've done. Currently, people that are alive have done. Yeah. No, there is nothing about them that is worthwhile. Yeah, I don't know about it either. It popped up because one of the guys that I follow who talks about politics duetted that video. And then I watch a guy who... What? How did... It's on a timer? Okay, now I really don't want to do that. Never mind. But yeah, I never pay attention to it. It's just one of the guys that I watch that's on TikTok did a duet about it. And that's when I first heard about it. And then I watched this guy on YouTube who covers news, and he talked about it. And I was just like, why are people so obsessed with this crap? Who cares? If she's getting divorced, big whoop. If the family's disowned her, big whoop. Who cares? Oh no, a multi-billionaire rich family, or multi-millionaire, because I guess they're not billionaires. Multi-millionaire rich family is gonna have one of their family members expelled, and they will no longer be multi-millionaires. They'll just be a couple of billionaires. Like, whatever. Quitters never win. That's why I don't play sports, Preston. That's why I don't play sports. I don't have that mentality. That's also why I don't do the 100% on these games, because I do not have the quitters never win mentality. Nope. I'm happy quitting. Oh, you're taking me upstairs. Now that Merle isn't here to take me upstairs, you're gonna do it? Dang. I'm just a lady killer. This is amazing. Okay, so I think it's this one that has all the water. Like that area back there in the background, I think it's from in here. Can't believe my Minecraft video is frozen in views. Maybe I'll change some tags and see if that'll fix it. Get a few more views on it. Upload that 3-hour one, see how that one does. I'm excited for that. I'm excited to see if a 3-hour video does well. Ah, the blooper returns. If there's one thing about most Mario games, but this one in particular, is the music. I like this like tropical island feel that all the songs have. And Mario Sunshine is just such a good game. I don't know why people hate it so much, besides the bad controls. I think it's a really fun game. I also have to start recording my new Minecraft video, start the new series. I got to do some research to figure out where to find the seed that I'm going to be using. And learn the mechanics of the new seed. It's going to be a whole new thing to learn. I'm very excited. Come on, come on, come on, come on. Let's go, let's go, let's go. I'm going to move this cushion from my butt. My butt is hurting. I have a standing desk. This is the worst part. I have a standing desk, but because I use a 2-PC setup, because of all the wires that I have, I'm afraid to stand it up because it's going to knock everything over. Plus, my light is not attached to my desk anymore, so it doesn't go up with the desk. I'll just end up knocking a bunch of stuff over. But I really need to because, yeah, it's important for me to stand up once in a while, I think. Okay. What do I do? I guess here maybe? Oh wait, there's a booster thing over here. I could just do this. All that work and it was that simple. Here we go. Oh, come on. Come on! Lane! Dude, Mario, what are you doing? Why are you spinning? I didn't do a spin jump. What? What? He's not letting me grab it. Okay, fine, we'll do this. You wish you could use a bigger desk? So I had a really big desk, and then I got rid of it for a smaller desk. Mainly because I had a much smaller room to do my stream stuff in, and it was very, very frustrating to try to work with a giant desk in a oh, no! It was really frustrating to work in a tiny room with a giant desk. And so I got my standing desk, which is a lot smaller than the one I have now, but it was then too little space to put stuff on my desk. And then I started using a 2 PC setup. And the 2 PC setup became way, way, way too complicated to use the little desk. So then I bought a desk that was on sale at like this cheap place that I used to work at. Like I used to clean there at night. And come on, there we go. And so they had this desk on sale. It was like a bargain. It was like $50 and it was normally like $100. And so I took that desk and I set up my editing rig on that desk. And then the desk that the editing rig was on is this one that's here on the side, which you can see actually. But this one's really loose. And so the editing rig didn't do well because the big 32-inch ultra wide screen plus the PC on it, it was really wobbly. And so I decided to use it for this so that way I could put my PC on there. And I still had like the second keyboard and some lamps and my headset and all that all in one spot. And now my desk literally only has like my keyboard and sound mixer and stuff and my monitors. And then I have one of those Alex drawers from IKEA, and that's next to the desk instead of under it. And that's where I've got the other PC. So it's like, I've got the ability, like I could, and oh, it's locked. Hold on. How do I unlock this thing? Unlock. There. It's like, I can move it, but the light doesn't go anywhere. Stop, stop, stop. You're going to break everything. So now look how much higher it is. I'm at the bottom of the screen now, but it's not high enough for me to stand up. So I could do it, but I need to set up the light to be a little bit different. And then I have to test it to see if my cables reach. But yeah, standing desks are definitely nice. Because like moments like right now, I'm at 2 hours and 41 minutes. My butt is numb from sitting. I also have high blood pressure. What the heck? What? Did you guys see the camera do that? That was weird. This camera zoomed in and zoomed out. And I have high blood pressure. And so the problem is that by having high blood pressure, sitting for long periods is dangerous. And so I should be standing at least every couple of hours for 15, 20 minutes at a time. But I hadn't considered setting up my desk so I could stand up. But because I have to film, sorry, I'm on a tangent here. Because I have to film on Saturday at the theater here to film their musical, I have to take apart the cameras to take with me. And so I'm going to be taking apart my desk anyway, so I don't want to set up and try for the stand-up if I have to take this all apart in a couple of days. Once that's over, then I won't need to anymore. Although I did apply to do video and photography promotional stuff for another community theater around here. They do professional work though. They've got like their community section, but then they also work with opera singers professionally. And I reached out to them to offer to do some promotional stuff with them. And they said that they would definitely like to use me and that they would be willing to use me for like their other off-season stuff that doesn't involve musical theater. So exciting about that. Okay, this might be the last shine I get. I'm getting tired. Getting tired. I'm also getting hungry. Oh, this one, I remember this being a pain because these guys are hard to control and I gotta get all the red coins. I don't know how to get the red coins. I don't see any red coins. Red coins on the water, but I ain't seeing no red coins. I have to like... I don't get it. I don't see any red coins. Is this... No, this isn't like the other game where you can pause and you can kind of see the map and see if there's any red coins anywhere. Are there red coins up above? I love that I'm tilting my head as if that's actually going to help me look up above. Oh, wait, do I got to talk to the guy first? And he's going to be like, whoa, you're going to have 30 seconds to get the coins. I think I have to talk to the guy, don't I? No, get off this thing. What? No, go away. Get off of it, Crash. Boom. It's death if you... Even if I'm not in the water? Lame. I didn't know that. Well, that's dumb. Okay. Okay. Now we know. Bing, 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 bing. Hold on. Okay. Coins on the water. So I gotta talk to this guy then. I gotta talk to this guy. Because he's gonna start it for me, right? In games like this, if you see me make weird faces, it's because I'm like trying to like feel different so I can say their voice. Like this guy, I don't know what he's gonna sound like.
Oh, that's me, blooper surfing Big Daddy Blooper for short.
No, he's like a surfer. Oh yeah, you think you should step on that switch over there? All right, cool. It's not a switch. Collect 8 red coins before the timer runs out. Good luck. I remembered this was hard. I couldn't remember why it was hard, but this is why it's hard. It's on a timer. No, I missed it. Ah. Yes, it's the same as learning to turn better in a racing game. Oh man, I have the PlayStation VR 2. And I have Forza, and I'm not a racing sim player. I like arcadey race games better. And holy crap, man, that's so hard. I don't have one of those steering wheels. I have a steering wheel for the PC, not for the PS5. And like, damn, dude, that's so hard. That's so hard. I've never gotten good at those games. They're so challenging. But don't get me wrong, I am very, very tempted to get one of those steering wheels for the PS5, but for one game I can't justify it. Because I have one for the PC and I played things like Euro Truck Simulator and it's so much fun. Or like Horizon, Forza Horizon, not Forza, what I'm talking about. Gran Turismo is what I'm talking about. But I've played Forza Horizon and it is so, so fun with the steering wheel. Because it's just arcadey enough that you really feel like a real hardcore racer, even though it's a lot easier. Okay, I know I missed one. I know I missed one. Crap. Crap, I'm missing a bunch of them now. Where's the last one? I couldn't see. Oh, man. Dang it. Dang it. But yeah, if you've never played a racing game in VR, not just you, Wesley, but anybody who's watching, racing games in VR are a whole nother beast. They're so much fun. I'm a big fan of VR. I think any game done properly can be turned into a much more fun game when it's in VR. TikTok is getting banned. Yeah, I heard, Michael Jackson. Not here in Canada, but over there, yeah. That's hilarious. That is so funny that you have a car that can go backwards and flip over because it's so powerful. That is so funny. Dang it. I wish Forza Horizon had VR support because, man, I would never stop playing that game if they had VR on it. I played it on flat screen, but the steering wheel made it way more fun. But like if it was VR and the steering wheel, oh, I would be addicted because it is just so much fun in general, let alone in VR. Hold on, I missed one somewhere, but I see the one between the boats. Where's the one that I missed? I don't see it anywhere. Oh, come on. That is so funny, Wesley. That is so funny. Hopefully they can, Michael Jackson. I don't know. I don't know enough about American politics to really say anything, but I do know that petitions, my opinion, petitions work less than 10% of the time because the petition doesn't actually make anybody do anything. It's just saying, hey, this is how many people want this. But Congress already knows nobody wants TikTok to go away. The only people that do are the ancient dinosaurs in charge at Congress. Congress knows nobody wants it to go away. So a petition, I don't think is going to actually do anything. But I know TikTok had like put a link out on TikTok to like tell people to call Congress, and that could work because that's harassing them. And that will annoy them. And Congress only cares about their own comfortable life. So, yeah, good luck. I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen. Your country's run by a bunch of morons, so's mine, though. So it's not like I'm just saying Americans are morons. I'm talking people in charge, because my country's exactly the same. But good luck. Dang it. Oh, this is not a good run. There's the other one. Okay. I'm not going to be able to turn. It's not going to be close enough. Nope. It does, and then that happens. You get the game over, and it's just like, that does not feel nice. That does not feel nice. Oh, that's why. I'm like, my one camera looks different, and I think I kind of like it. I overexposed my cameras when I started the stream, but when I moved the desk, this camera is plugged into my desk, and when I moved the desk, it turned off the camera. And it turned back on and went back to the old exposure, which was a bit darker. And I kind of like it. It makes the colors a little bit more, not saturated, but more contrasty. Because if you haven't noticed, for anybody who's watching, and anybody who's a content creator, you might appreciate this at least. I'm using a picture profile on my camera. Picture profiles are like a way to change the contrast so you can get more details out of the dark and more details out of the bright. But it also takes away a lot of the saturation. So then afterwards you can add it, and it allows you to like fix how much contrast is in the background. And so I'm using one of those, which makes the image very, very flat. Like I can show you if I go to this, nope, wrong one. If I go to this camera, nope, let's do this one because it's not sideways. If I go to this camera and I turn off the filters, this is what it actually looks like. This is how pale the image is. And so then I add the color correctors, and this is what I make it look like, which is still a lot less saturated than my old screen used to be. But the reason I do it is now, like, you can see all of the little folds in the curtain. You can see not only the shelf, but you can see that like there's a little doll there. You can see that that's a book. You can see the difference between the hat and the socks. Like there's all these details that go missing when you're using regular standard definition without the picture profile is what I'm trying to say. And so I'm using that picture profile, which then neutralizes, sorry, TikTok, I totally switched what I was doing, which totally switches the colors. It makes them more flat, but it allows much more to show up on screen. So I kind of like it. It's a little bit flat. It makes like my skin look a little bit paler. My hair looks a little bit more brown than black. But you can see so many more details without losing a bunch of details, which I kind of like. Well, I appreciate that, Michael Jackson. I appreciate that. Brandon, hello. How's it going? Welcome. Welcome. All right, let's try this again. My butt is hurting. It's almost been 3 hours. So, I mean, hey, at least this, I said it was one last shine, and this shine has already taken us 20 minutes. So at least it got you guys a lot of extra time. We're gonna do this. Ouch. Go. Oh, come on. 2 of them I missed. I missed 2 of them. And we're gonna crash. Oh, I hate this one so much. Because the bloopers are just so hard to control. And I think I want to say that the bloopers also steer differently depending on what blooper you're using. So let's try a different one. The purple one hasn't been working. Let's try the next one over. But Brandon, I hope you're doing well. I hope life is treating you good. And I do appreciate you popping in. Stop messaging me, you Uber Eats. I don't want to use you. I got you once because I wanted to order something in for Kendra and I. I didn't want to actually get all the details from your friggin' notifications, dude. All right, let's try the yellow. Okay, this one feels slower. It's definitely slower. Now the thing is, does that mean that if I miss, it's going to be a lot harder to correct myself? It might be. It might be. Okay, don't crash. I'm gonna crash. Jump, Mario, jump. Oh, I didn't crash. The weird camera angle almost killed me, but I didn't crash. No! No, man. What? That was cheap, man. No way. I don't know if you're still watching, Preston, but crashing on the blooper feels bad, but crashing on the blooper once you've collected all the coins and you're at the star feels bad. Oh, especially when I jumped and I just happened to jump too early. Oh, that makes me mad. Okay, but the yellow one was the better one, so let's go with yellow again. Unless it's randomized every single time, but I am very upset about this. This is the one. I can feel it. I can feel it in my bosoms. I can feel it. I just don't get nervous. Because when I get nervous, I blink more. And the more I blink, the more likely I am to crash because I'm not paying attention. Okay, I'm not going to talk anymore. Concentration. That wasn't the one. That wasn't the one. Yes, it was a few frames early. A few frames early. I feel like the game is now telling me, hey, you suck, because pretty sure I've gotten more time now than I had the last few runs, because the last few runs, by the time I was on the last like 2 or 3 coins, I only had like 19 or 20 seconds left. Did the timer go up? Or does the timer change based on the blooper you use, maybe? I don't know. I feel like I had a lot, like it looked like I had an extra minute there, I think is what I read. Whatever, I'll take it. I'm not too prideful to, yeah, I got 2 minutes. I don't think I had 2 minutes originally, did I? But anyways, I'm not too prideful to take the assistance when I'm terrible at a very specific thing because the controls are bad. I am too prideful to say it's all my fault. It's definitely like 30-70. big chunk of it is Nintendo's fault with their bad controls. Oh, I missed it. It's okay. Get this one. What? I missed both of them. It's okay. Try again. Whew. Somehow that didn't kill me. There. Okay. No few frames early. No few frames early. No whammy, no whammy, no whammy. It didn't kill me that time. It didn't kill me that time. Okay. I still was a few frames too early, but it didn't kill me that time. Go. There. Wait, dude. What was that? What was that? I went by it. I was close enough to get like hurt and stuff, but the box was too small for me to be able to pick up the shine. Because apparently the shine box is a lot smaller than the crash boxes. Okay, if I get game over, I gotta stop because I do have to stop streaming. But I can't be defeated. Not at this point. And I'm pretty sure we're getting close to beating the game, right? How many shines do we need for beating the game? I don't even know. Nope. There. Okay, so we got it twice in a row. Now can we actually pick it up? That's the real question, because this friggin'... The controls in this game, man. I love this game, but the controls, I'm telling you, go. Friggin' finally! Ha! Ha! Brandon, I am good. Now I am very good now that I friggin' beat that stupid level. Holy crap. At like an hour and like 20 minutes, I said this is gonna be my last shine. It is now 3 hours that we've been streaming. It took me almost 40 minutes, not just to do this level, but 40 minutes to find a level to do and then to get the shine. Oh, holy crud, that was intense. Okay. The only thing I want to do, just because I feel like I should do it because I deserve it after all that. Thank you for the GG. Thank you. Oh, that was... I was frustrated by the end of that. Just because a lot of it has to do with the bad controls. It's not just like a, oh, I'm terrible at the game, because I'm terrible at the game. But the controls don't help. It's nice to have decent controls. And I don't remember this game in particular being that bad. I just remember... I remember it being rough, but I feel like it's a lot to do with the port. The port was not done well, and so it's messing with the quality of the controls. You know what I mean? My butt hurts. And it's not like the port is bad. It's not a bad port. It's just that the translation of the controls don't seem to work well. I very much get the feeling that this game... because I know the N64 used an analog joystick, and now these new controllers use digitized joysticks, and so like that also plays a part in the quality of the controls. And so I'm gonna assume that's what's happening a lot here is the controls are not quite as sensitive between the digitizing of the GameCube versus the digitizing of the Switch. Or they're like a different type of sensitivity and it's messing with how the controls work. I don't know. That's my guess. I have no idea. Yeah, I'm playing on the Switch. I have this on GameCube, But it's a whole mess to get games for me to play on the GameCube because I don't own a GameCube, I own a Wii. But I also don't have a capture card that works with my Wii connected right now. The capture card I have that I use for my Wii is the Razer Ripsaw, and Ripsaw, and I have it. It's a USB 3 capture card, but the audio doesn't work on it, and so like it's just weird. But I have to use that capture card because my Wii is one of the original Wiis, so it has the component out that I can use, and that's what I use to use on that. So it does work with that capture card, but I stopped using the capture card because it was for my consoles. It was an HDMI capture card too, but because the sound doesn't work on it, and I don't always do Wii games, it just wasn't worth having out all the time. And so it's like I have to find the component cable, I have to find the capture card, I have to find, you know, a space in my computer to plug it in, or I could just use my Switch. So I'm just using the Switch. Yeah, the GameCube controller is definitely much better. And the controls are much better. I said this at the beginning. They inverted the flood joystick from what it was in the original. In the original, it's inverted. And in this one, it's not. And so it's really hard to use the flood mechanics because they're backwards. And after, 20 years of playing this game, it's kind of hard to change that. Still a decent port. There's just things that are weird. And the controls are definitely one of them. They're like a big issue because they're not sensitive. They're really awkward to use and annoying to use, really. Okay, the music's still going. All right, folks, I'm gonna get myself out of here. I streamed for 3 hours, 3 hours, so I'm happy. I'm glad that it's finally getting around for me having longer streams, because one of the problems I've been having as a streamer is because my sleep schedule was such a mess, I could barely make it through an hour and a half before I needed to stop streaming because I was just so tired. And then being tired while streaming also means that I'm boring while streaming, which means nobody comes to watch the stream, which then makes it more hard to be entertaining while streaming, which makes me more boring. It's like a self-fulfilling cycle. And so I'm glad that I'm starting to get a little bit more solid sleep, which allows me to stream a little bit longer. I'm also streaming more often, which is really nice. So I don't know if I will be streaming tomorrow. My plan as it stands is to go to the airport office and drop off my airport application, but there's always a huge lineup at this place, so it might take 2 or 3 hours of me sitting at the airport office waiting to give them my information and to make sure they have all the right information. But depending on whether or not I can see Preston before I go to the airport office. So if I can see him and he can sign off as my guarantor, then then I'm good. If I can't see him because he's busy, like tonight he's working, then I will stream. If I don't stream tomorrow, I am definitely streaming Friday. No, I'm not streaming Friday. Am I streaming Friday? I don't know yet. I'm supposed to go see Kendra sing, and I know her parents wanted to leave now, like at 5 o'clock, but Kendra doesn't think that's going to be early enough, so we may leave earlier. So if I do stream, it's going to be a short stream, because they live half an hour away. So I got to get to them first before we head out. So it kind of depends. She's going to let me know timing wise, so it depends. But 100% I won't be live Saturday either. Holy crap, guys, I'm going to be disappointing for the rest of the week. Okay, I got to try to stream tomorrow. So I'll see about the airport office, see what I can do. I'll see what the hours are and see if I can go to the airport office, but then stream before I go to the airport and just do a bit of a shorter stream tomorrow. Because Friday I probably won't be able to stream. If I stream, it would be like an hour and a half at most. And then Saturday I can't stream at all because Saturday I have to go film at the theater, and they have their call time at noon. The show goes until about 4, and if I happen to get issues whilst filming the first one, I'll have to film the second version, like the second run of the show, and that goes till 11 o'clock at night. So I'm going to be out at the theater from noon until 11 at night if I can't get it all done in one shot. And so that's not ideal, really. So I won't have time to stream on Saturday either. And then Sunday, Kendra has her practice performance for her competition. So I'm going to be at her place on Sunday. So I'm not going to be able to stream Sunday either. So it probably won't be till Monday. So I'm going to try tomorrow for a couple of hours at least. And then it won't be available until Monday. But yeah, that's pretty much it, everybody. Thank you so much, Michael Jackson. Thank you. It should go fine. It's just about the waiting time because I've already had a passport. Everything is fine. It's just I have to fill out the paperwork and hand it in. But sitting around waiting to hand it in is the problem. It's just going to be a long time. Unless I get lucky and it's like a half an hour I'm in and out, that would be amazing. But yes, anyways, I'm going to get myself out of here. I really appreciate all of you hanging out and spending some time with me. I'm going to go make myself some dinner. Keep an eye out. My new Minecraft video, the long compilation video of all the Minecraft series will be up in the next day or two. So hopefully you can watch that if you can. If you don't know my Minecraft channel, it is Retro RFTFT. It's only Minecraft on there for now, and maybe it'll change in the future. I don't know, but for now, it's only Minecraft on there. It's very different than this. I don't show my face or anything. It's just my voice. Very much like Green, like Dream, like Mumbo Jumbo, like that style, like Hermitcraft content. That's kind of what I'm doing, but I'm doing challenges. So it's similar to Wadsy as well. So that is what I'm doing. So if you want to follow me there, feel free. And yeah, I'm going to get myself out of here. Have yourselves a great day, everybody. I really appreciate you all hanging out and spending some time with me. Thank you so much, Michael Jackson. I appreciate that. And yes, everybody have a great day. TikTok, let's say goodbye to you first. See you later, TikTok. And YouTube and Twitch, I will see you later too.